that's how the pickle fit inside Scott's butthole. What?
I feel like the story should have been a lot longer. It really wasn't that hard. You just kind of got it in there pretty quick.
I mean, it just was put on his seat. He sat on it and went right up in there.
Yeah, you just told it again in the amount of time it took me to contemplate how short it was.
Listen, one man's brine is another man's good time. You know what I'm saying? Besides,
Really
it was a gherkin. It was a gherkin. There's no effort in a gherkin.
Pissed you, Scott.
Messy, do you know what a gherkin is?
No, I actually don't know what a gherkin is off the top of my head.
It's the messy of pickles.
See, I thought you were about to hit me with a Joe Mama. I was.
It's actually pickles.
Like, why don't you try gherkin this dick or something like that?
Yeah, that's what I expected too.
Wait, confirm Scott doesn't wear pants? I'm wearing jeans.
You wore like chef's pants the other day.
I'm wearing jeans, and they were chef's pants. You're right, because I don't own pajama pants, but on the rare occasion, I'll wear chef pants. From the days of yore, I'm wearing good old fashioned denim. See, look.
Is that the ones that have the hole where your dick is?
The holy dick?
That was for you, Sal. So anyways, no, this is not these pants have no holes in them. I actually, when I read that I'm not wearing pants, first thing I did was look down to check and see which pants I was wearing before I stood up. because more than half of my pairs of pants have holes in them, and about half of those have holes in either like the crotch or ass area, just because of, I don't know, just how it happens, I guess. I can't be the only one that wears pants for over 10 years and they eventually break down in the crotch or bum. So I can't be the only one. Yes. I really hope I'm not the only one.
I rarely wear pants. It's all gym shorts.
He was the only one.
I don't, aside from that one pair of chef pants, technically I own two, but one of them cuffs around the ankle. Aside from that one pair of chef pants, I don't own anything with like stretchy waistline, or I don't own pajama pants. I don't own sweatpants. I don't own anything like that. It's just jeans and khaki shorts. Khaki shorts because I became a dad and I needed the extra pockets for all the stuff.
Don't worry, guys. I'm working at the rave.
Listen, if you're a dad or a mom, you know what I mean. You need pockets everywhere. You just need pockets.
So, Scott.
Lots of pockets. So many pockets. So many pockets. Hi, Messy. I changed my background for you guys.
I like it. Scorched Earth.
Is that from Black Ops 3 Zombies?
I have no idea. I googled World on Fire and apparently that's the name of a movie. So, didn't know that. Hi guys. So while Rena's trying to find a lamp, totally paying attention. Messy, you want to recap last week? It was already done in the spoilers chat, but that's okay. We'll give you a chance.
Sure, yeah, I can recap last week. So first, we had this big meeting. Is that the first thing we did? That was the first thing we did, right?
Pretty much.
Was it like the only thing we did? We had this big meeting with all the members of people, Iridel, not all of them, but some of the leaders of
Adir.
Adir. Sorry, I was thinking Bloodborne again. Some of the leaders of Adir, and we were deciding whether or not to use the 3 wishes that the devil gave us. And everyone had their own opinions on it, but no one seemed to have opinions on how to fix the problems at hand. They just wanted to talk about the wishes for a while. Eventually,
well, hold on. One of those things did fix the problem at hand. Don't use them. That fixes the problem.
That doesn't really fix all the planes converging on Earth, which was seemingly a new issue that they didn't feel like discussing much. They were just like, "Yeah, we'll get over it." But those wishes, that's more important. Anyway, so some people were like, "Don't use them," and then some people were like, "Use them for power." And eventually, we debated for a while, and I believe Rena agreed not to use them in the meeting. Is that what happened? And then she went out and used one to get the contract. I mean, it was on accident. She didn't mean to do it, but she used one of her wishes to get the contract she was under, and then we all took a good look at it. We figured out, this is a really old contract. It's probably not worth, using. Probably shouldn't do them. Can't really get anything out of it. We're like, okay, and then we were trying to figure out what to do. There was a brief moment where we thought maybe we could travel back in time and undo everything, but then we decided not to when who was it? Elliot said that if we did that, we'd be enemies of a deer. And then, but it's like, if I went back in time, he wouldn't know because I'm not, whatever, fuck him. He doesn't know I'm there. Like, what is he going to do? Future arrest me? He's going to be like, wait a second. No, it wouldn't happen. Anyway.
He's secretly the leader of the TVA, okay?
He's behind it all? Oh my god. Anyway, so we decided not to use the wishes, and we decided not to go back in time, which means we're just going to continue on with our quest and not worry about anything going on right now. That's for someone else, apparently. And then Rena, she came up with this idea. She just decided not to share with the rest of the team. And then she sprinted out of the room we were staying in, and Ophios chased after her, threw a glove at her, and it failed once more. And then
we get like a boon for that glove. Can we get like a crystal that you like slap onto the glove and increase the DC by like 4? Because it's worked 1 out of like the 12 times he's used it because the DC is such trash.
Has it worked?
It's a DC 13.
Has it worked before? I don't even remember.
It worked once a long time ago.
It's just like you could beat a DC 13 with a negative modifier often enough for it to be like, oh, okay, that's a glove, Like I got a -2 and I still can beat this thing, 30% of the time. So just amusing. Go ahead.
So then Rena decided to use her last wish to wish for Elijah back in Amolta to become the best version of himself that this devil felt would be the best version of him. And then the devil was like, hey, you're a pretty cool person. Take my hand and we can fuse together like 2 characters from Dragon Ball Z and become an immortal being. And she was like, nah, I'm
I don't
Gucci.
think that's what he said, but okay.
And then, he said DBZ. I remember him saying that. And then she said, no, I'm Gucci Gang. And then he said, oh, okay, fuck you. And then he gave her some metal.
That's right, because DBZ was for
Grab yourself a
douchebag
weapon.
zealot. He was calling her a douchebag zealot for not taking us. That's right.
Scott, you gotta let me talk, man. This is my time.
It's your time to
Hey.
shine.
Scott, you and your daughter have a lot in common right now. You gonna ask?
They're both
Because you're
short.
both known for being on thin ice, Scott. Anyway, so then the devil was like, okay, fuck you, and he gave her some metal and then flew off and fucked off, and we don't know where he went.
Well, he said
the witches
basically,
are
I'm not
gone.
going back home. I've grown comfortable.
Yeah, he said I'll stay here for a while and then left. So that's where we're at. I think that's everything summed up.
Well, in the last you heard of Ophios, he was packing his stuff up.
I'm with you though, right? Because we're still in the room.
Yeah, you were in the room.
Yeah.
Do you think she found a lantern? All right.
I don't know. She had
Okay.
Hellfire to forge something and rolled really well on her smithing.
It wasn't on stream, so I assume she used Game Shark.
For PS4.
Yeah, dude. Didn't you hear?
No.
Game
tell me
Shark
that.
is coming back.
Did
New Rage.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about Game Shark. I had an action.
Oh, I
replay.
know. You're a Game Genie person, aren't you? It's because you're a Game Genie person.
Action. I literally just told you I had an action replay.
What's an action replay?
The same thing. It was just the DS version. What the fuck?
You put lotion on
Is
my
that for
hands.
today? Oh, okay.
Question involved? What's going on?
Like we're getting in a fight later today, another boss fight, and I swear to God, you're gonna all die. It's gonna be a TPK, and I'm gonna have a great time.
Hey guys, Drake
Already.
got photographed on a date in Dodge Stadium. He just was having dinner on the field. Real good stuff.
Who was it with?
Raise your hand if you care.
I don't.
I
just
care
see
about.
it was
Well,
on
I don't want to
Twitter.
say it. Never mind.
You care about what?
I'll DM the. I'll just put in a red side chat here.
All right. Shall we get started then?
I wonder what they
Since
were having
Rena's
for
caught up.
dinner.
Uh-huh.
All right. You spend the entire night forging away, hammering, trying to construct an object that you never DM'd me about. And as you work there. And so I'm gonna slowly, over 30 seconds, describe what it is that you're doing there as you quickly scramble to come up with an idea of what it was that you were crafting this whole while.
And instead, we cut to the scene of Ophios packing his stuff in the room next to Yondas.
So, rather than talking about gherkins, we have she goes to the Hellfire Forge. She looks down at the fire that's there. She sees the metal that he kind of just like threw into it, and realizes there is an opportunity here, even if she doesn't want any handouts from friggin' some devil. There is an opportunity there, and she knows there's magic in those flames. Perhaps there's a little evil to those flames, or perhaps it's just magical flame. There's only one way to find out if there's any merit to using this, and being a craftsman who never really gets to utilize her skills, never gets to use her talents. I mean, it's the one thing that kept her calm, that kept her grounded while she was slaving away during her inclame with Paradel up in Vala. Well, allowing her in this trying time, everything that she just did, had to experience, witnessed, what she was hitting with her axe before, and what she saw herself do to that creature. I mean, Rena may not be a good person, but that doesn't mean her actions don't weigh on her. She just doesn't show her weakness. She doesn't show her vulnerability, I should say, not weakness, her vulnerability in front of others, at least not very often. So, taking the time to kind of like clear her mind with the rhythmic, constant hammering away, this almost rote action for her, especially as she rolls into it and finds that rhythm that she's working to. She's able to kind of process a bit of what it is that she was doing at first. She's just taking the metal and hammering it out, preparing it, getting rid of a lot of the imperfections that would just be inside there, aligning the steel crystals to give them their strength. But then she starts to realize the form that her smith work is taking, going from mindless to being mindful, actually concentrating on it with full attention. The thing that she's trying to craft here in the Hellfire Forge
Is an axe.
oh God, come on, another axe?
Dude, I have no
It's a
idea.
trident!
I thought we were making an axe. Like, I fully expected that we were doing another axe.
It's a bedside table. I put it on the night that we went out and got oysters, but other than that, I leave it on the bedside table so I don't lose it.
Mhm.
It's better than wearing it and losing it all the time. So, Rena, do you want to ask chat what their suggestions would be for
A mall.
options? A mall.
I mean,
Wow.
she is fell-handed,
Oh,
so it
yeah.
has to be a fell-handed thing.
It doesn't have to be.
It would
It
make
doesn't have to-
sense.
Doesn't have to be a weapon.
Yeah, it's true. It could be armor.
She's a smith, not a weaponsmith.
But she doesn't need to make armor. She has god tier armor already.
Well, maybe she wants a shield.
She doesn't use no dang shield.
Maybe she wants some fine boots. Maybe she realized the boots that she currently has were not, in fact, made for walking. And so that's what she'll do. She'll make a new pair of boots, then walk all over you. That was a walkabout. Giving chat an
Yes,
opportunity to...
Hey, chat, I think that's the end of the stream. You guys can just head out now. Don't think we're going to peak that. So, it's probably just the end of Regicide. That's probably just the best joke you'll hear. Might just be a good time to pack your bags. Stop on a high note. Keep that in mind.
A bastard sword is very ironic, B sword.
Well, Bastard was ironic because you sent
For
the
a
soul of a
Aurorum,
god
yeah.
to hell, and then you're like, I'm honorific of another god.
No, absolutely not. That seems fucking weird.
Helm. You could make a helm.
Ooh, Helm's Deep. It's a
A hellfire
helm with like
Yeah,
two
helm.
L's, like a helm with two. Yeah, I like it.
I don't know.
Come on, that's so cool.
It is cool, but like, what? She just shows up with the fucking helmet, like.
She doesn't even show me the helmet. She adorns on top of her armor a helmet that finally fits, that gives her this glorious. I don't know. Describe it as you will.
She's not a paladin, bro. There's no way.
Did she wear a helmet when there's arrows flying by her face and axes and swords? She doesn't wear a helmet?
Hasn't been a problem so far.
I just always imagined as she entered combat, she had a helmet on. I mean, I'm talking like a bicycle helmet. Click.
Never
I'm talking about
thought of a helmet.
like a helm, like Civ wears. Civ wears a helmet, doesn't she?
Not once have I imagined.
Doesn't Civ wear a helmet? Is that how you spell it? S-I-V? Does Civ wear a helmet?
He uses two-handed weapons, V-sword.
Is there any? Oh, why did you? Why did you change to
I have
Shiva?
one-handed
I said
weapons.
Civ. Why did you change to Shiva? Is there a name Civ?
Maybe
That
you can
feels
make
weird.
a javelin.
Cape. Oh, never mind.
Rena,
How about a
you can
magic
make a
great axe?
javelin.
Oh, never mind. How about a magic
Girl
armor?
warrior from Thor.
Magic
Rena
bat?
literally
Oh, never
has
mind.
like all of the best gear out of all
Shit.
of us.
I'm
So-
off by one letter and I couldn't figure out what I was trying to say. Cool, you suck sometimes.
My favorite thing is Rena has the best gear out of all of us, and so
That's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying.
hey, you get the option to forge better stuff. I'm like, what are you?
Well,
making this
make a
better?
smith, you know? No? Make a, you know? Make stuff. Your character doesn't make stuff. Yeah, look. Wait, no, hold on. I still didn't see her in a helmet. God damn it, am I wrong?
No. It's
I see her in a helmet. I see her in an appropriate helmet in the cartoon. I see her once again in the cartoon.
Can I make like a pauldron?
Yes, you can. I see lots of cosplay with her in a helmet. I see a very shapely version of her in a cartoon with a helmet.
Nice. Hey, Rita, while you're deciding, I'm gonna take my food to the kitchen.
Okay.
Wow, she doesn't wear a helmet in any of the movies? Seriously? That's kind of sad. Okay, well, apparently not. Whoops. Just because the buckler doesn't exist doesn't mean we can't make it exist, right? Rena, what did you want to make?
I was thinking about a pauldron, or I kind of feel like a weapon would be better, but like maybe armor would make more sense.
I mean, the devil did say.
Well, hold on. The defines difference between a buckler and a shield. Is it a shield? What is it? A shield straps to your arm, and a buckler is held in your hand. Isn't that true? Isn't that how it works? A buckler is held, like you use it and you can just like throw it on the ground when you're done. But a shield like straps to your arm. So I think that's like. But anyways, Rita, you're suggesting a pauldron. You want to have like you want to get some 80 shoulder pads going on. You want to go full on.
not like two, just like one big chunky one for the
So
aesthetic.
like
I
on
don't know.
one
Maybe
side,
not, though.
you've got like
You
you know
could take
a
javelin,
muscular.
you know?
You get a muscular, but like a nice like a feminine kind of Civ shoulder going on, and on the other side you go in full blown Hillary Clinton, like
Well, now I'm not gonna do that.
okay.
Hey,
You want to be like Civ
an
Clinton?
idea. Here's an idea. You make greaves.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could be kind of neat.
Oh, must be
Then
the
you-
other way around. Bucklers must be strapped and shields are held. What's up? What were you saying?
Yeah, which one of her hand is crippled?
None.
Yeah. Well, it's the one that always gets hurt. It's
Her
my
right
left hand,
hand.
I think. Oh, is it my right hand?
I don't know. It's been a long time.
Which
can
one
make
does she
brace
reach
factor
for a
anymore.
door
My
handle
left
with?
hand.
Gloves. Bracers with gloves.
Does she reach for stuff with her left hand or her right hand, Rena? Because it would be the one she reaches for stuff. Because both times it was investigating.
I've never really thought about if she's right-handed or left-handed. I assume she's right-handed.
Are you right-handed?
Her right hand.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, that's safe to assume that
Big
because it's,
guns.
you probably imagine these actions in your mind as her doing them as though you would do them, right? Almost all my
Most of
characters are
them.
left-handed because I'm better than 90% of the world.
Nope. I would say, yeah, go with gauntlets, because then you can touch whatever steel doors and handles you want. You wouldn't have to worry about small poisonous barbs. You don't have to worry about burning your hand on the forge.
Because electricity or fire would conduct that heat or charge.
Yeah, what Scott said. It's just a lot of options.
Do what you want to do.
I did not even think about it. Gauntlet sounds like a good idea. It does make sense that I.
It's funny because
maybe
you
wouldn't do
almost
a
like
weapon because I don't want to make another like soul sucking weapon. But
no. So it's funny because like you kind of have to come to a conclusion here, Rena. But weighing it out, would Rena craft something for herself, or would she craft something for her friends? It's like almost like, I made you something. It's like an apology.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they would accept it.
But then that being said, would she feel as though crafting something with hellfire would have a negative or like because they don't necessarily know that, but what would be in her mind about that?
I would just tell them, hey, yeah, he's the last one. But by the way, I was hanging out in a blacksmith and I just made you these things.
Guys.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
So the demon might be free, just kind of wandering around, chilling, just kind of taking out lives.
Ooh, but check this out. Look, I made you this.
Make a demon glove
Ah.
out of real demon metal. Don't ask where I got it.
Can you think of anything?
I mean, I have so much
terrible
equipment,
here.
so it's not like she needs something else. It does make sense that she could make something for them, but would they even accept it? I guess if they don't, she'll just keep it, but
I mean, it also depends on what it is that you're making, right? So like if you're talking about a magical item, you don't have any slots. Actually, I don't think Tyler does either. I think the one with slots is messy for a magical item that you have to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Attune to.
Attune to, thank you. Because you can have what, 3, I think?
Correct.
Yeah.
Unless I think there's a feat that allows you to get one more. But it's
No.
it was a UA feat that allowed you to get one more, I believe. But so if you're making an item that was a non-attuned item for Tyler, what would it be? If you're making an item that was an item for Messy because he walks around naked, what would it be?
It'd have to be something small.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Well, no, I'm saying weight-wise. If he's not an armor-wearing person, I'm not going to make him a heavy set of armor. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Plus, if I'm making 2 things from this one thing of metal, I don't have a lot to work with. That's all I'm saying. I wasn't saying, like, I'm going to give him a small thing. I'm just thinking, like, practically
I don't
here.
think you have to give it to him. I think he already has it. But, so, again, chat, other than a buckler.
B-sword, your secret is not a secret.
So it's not a buckler or a pair of gauntlets. What are some suggestions? Because Rena didn't do her homework last week. Tisk, Rena.
You didn't tell me. If you did, I forgot.
And you guys also didn't respond.
Listen, I've been kind of busy.
You didn't respond to the finished spell card, if you will, or like a card of the ship that I made you guys.
I love it, dude.
Okay.
And yeah, Messy did.
Isn't it badass?
Now we're
Responded.
talking about something I'm not a part of.
I just need like lots of attention now.
Yes, it's cool. It's super cool.
Happened?
Yeah, but Messi
I don't know,
responded
they're
with
talking
Pepe,
about Star
and
Wars.
I just assume that's bad things. When I see Pepe, I just assume bad things.
Start a poll real quick. Quick poll, everyone. Here, I'll get it going.
Yeah, pull.
Don't even worry about it, Scott. I got this.
You're good. All right. So, Rena, kind of on the spot. Any other ideas that anybody can come up with? Bucklers are nice. I got one for Tesla, for 1 for AC. Battle axe for 1 2-handed. You can also think of something a little bit different, Rena. It doesn't have to necessarily be a sword or a shield or anything like that. It could also be something like a imagine almost like simple iron bands, kind of like bracelet. You know what I mean?
I thought about jewelry or something. Yeah.
She's granted she's not a jeweler, right?
Mhm.
But she could do something simple. You know what I mean? Hell, she could craft horseshoes. But you guys don't have any iconic animals in your team. The animal souls would probably be sent to hell.
I mean, I like
That's
it.
interesting. If she made horseshoes and it made a demonic horse that just appeared on the horseshoes, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, like I see.
Like
Manacles could work. Since Tyler lost the last
Whoa.
ones.
Oh, like the yeah, I guess.
Cows are my aliens.
I like the idea of
Ooh,
making
a
something on the
probe
smaller side.
extractor? A probe
sense.
extractor would be really good when going after aliens.
No.
Okay.
What if I just kept it simple and made 2 bands?
Like ring bands? You're not sick of rings
No.
yet, are you?
No,
There's nothing wrong with- there's nothing-
bracelet bands, like
I was gonna say there's nothing wrong with ring
Armbands.
bands, and you don't have to just make 2. You can make 3. Make like, look, Super Friends Squad bands.
I'm making them friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
Hi, please accept my friendship, even though I wrecked the whole fucking universe. Yeah, sure. I like that idea. I guess
Okay, so you go in. You saying rings or bracelets? My apologies.
bracelets.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't mean rings or bracelets. I meant bracelets or armbands.
Bracelets.
Okay, gotcha. Because I imagine that
guess.
Messi's character doesn't have much by muscle to keep it in place. He'd put it on and just like slide down and off his hand. Like, oh.
But like one where it's like open. You know what I mean? Not like
Yeah.
completely closed.
Yeah, you're talking about like a bangle, but like a thick
Yeah.
bangle, like what was popular, many years ago. Nowadays, some people still wear them, but but also made out of iron, forged through hellfire, right? Now we obviously know you have your sigil, your little marking, right? That looks kind of like a cat or whatever it is, right? Oh no, we originally talked about an example that involved a cat. Yours looks slightly different. It looks like eyes or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So you have your smith mark. You're gonna put inside there. We're aware of that. Cool.
Yeah. Like the inside.
Yeah, but what other design? Like, for instance, if we're talking about it being iron versus steel versus... Actually, you're inside a very specific person's shop, and that very specific person recently had delivered to their shop a whole bunch of very unique metals that they haven't had an opportunity to really do much with. So there's more than just iron or steel there.
I
There's
feel
all
like
sorts
she
of
would
stuff.
she would need to roll something to discover these other metals.
Like
To identify them?
investigation.
No.
Yeah.
I think a smithing intelligence check would be fine to identify them. But
Okay.
there are definitely other metals that just happen to be sitting around.
Did I get
inside
advantage
there.
because I know most materials or no?
No, you don't know most materials. There's a lot of
No,
different
guess
metals
not.
there.
Okay, tried intelligence.
What? Me? Excuse me, Nero. Would I ever walk Regicide down the path of doing something bad for the other campaigns?
Yes.
You think I would ever do that? How dare you accuse me of such a thing? Green, I want it to be known for the record that I would never intentionally lead them down a path of taking things from another campaign. Okay? I want it to be known that this is what my words are saying.
I would like to point out that Ophios is taking no part in this.
Rena, would you like to luck that to increase the likelihood of you being able to identify these various metals?
Do it. What? We
Makes
had
me
luck?
happy every
No.
time. Last time luck
I
was
saw
given
we
was
didn't
a
have
day
any luck.
ago.
I didn't think so.
A day ago.
Yesterday?
Yeah. I did a stream yesterday. So, with your 13 there, you are able to identify a couple of different metals. First and foremost, you obviously can see the steel, the iron, right? You can see those there. You can see the different grades of steel because, there are different types of steel. You can actually identify Volin steel because of the mountain region that you grew up in. It's just something that you're known for using, that I've experienced using. My apologies. You can also identify alchemically sealed metals. So it has like the instead of just having the alchemically silvered items, it doesn't just have the silver plated on top like an electroplating like you would find with like rhodium on modern white gold jewelry, right? You would actually find almost like the silver is kind of bonded throughout the metal, giving it that silver aspect that's not just going to like flake off over time. You can also find that there's cold iron there because you are able to identify cold iron, et cetera, et cetera. But there are other metals that are there too. By the way, cold iron you don't put in hellfire. It's cold.
No, put it in hellfire. Do it.
Cold.
Do it.
Alright.
Put it
Anyways,
in hellfire.
So,
Break
and there are other metals there too, but you have no idea what any of them are. So, I mean, I could describe them if you intend to just take one at random, or you can just say, I'm not going to use any of them, don't worry about it.
Or you could blend them all together and see what happens.
Meh. I'm not gonna use any.
Blend them all together and see what happens.
No, just the one because I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to risk messing it up.
Oh, I see luck added now. Added a minute ago, which is after the roll. So,
That's okay.
Okay. So what metal are you going to go with, Rena?
Just the one that I'm working with.
So just
That's
the vol and steel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's like something from your whole region. Awesome. So now that you're crafting these iron bands, the vol and steel, as we know, has like a slightly different hue to it than typical steel because the mixture of metals or whatever that are inside, because the alloy that it is. Any design to this, or is this like a simple, like, flat piece? Is it have like a bit of a hammered look to it? Does it have like a beveled edge? Is it braided? Like, what's the design? Where, I mean, again, you're not a jeweler, but you can do a very simple design. You can have it high polish at the end. You can put like a nice little satin finish or something like that on there. Like, what do you? Does it have like a tapered look? Is it just equally wide all around? Should I shut up so you can describe now?
I like the braided idea, but maybe just for one of them. I kind of want them to look different.
Ooh, different for each of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that identifies them as being linked to one another? Or is it like, no, they're all completely uniquely
Probably
different?
just the engraving on the inside, right?
As well as the material used, of course, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But otherwise, they're unique.
So do you want to go ahead and give us a quick description, even if you don't have to get into too much detail, for what you craft for each individual person?
Well, see, I don't know how to. It's pretty. Most people would know what I'm talking about when I say like the braided, like Tyler said, just a simple, but it's polished in like a way where it's almost darker, kind of towards the edges, or like right where it's like woven together. But it's cool. But it's simple. But that one would be for Ophios, and then the other, I would probably do. Oh, okay. This is kind of a neat idea. The other one I would do. I can't decide if I want it engraved or if I want it like shaped like this. It would be like a circular shape, and then like an eye shape, and then a circular shape, and like that continued kind of around it. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
But I would say probably engraved. So it's like line work across the whole thing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. And who is that one for?
For Yondis.
Okay, gotcha. So Yondis, you get that description, of course. And what do you get for Ophios?
I said the braided one.
Oh, he was the braided one. And then what are you doing for yourself?
Oh, I have enough to make one for myself too.
Yeah, you said you were making 3.
Oh, shit. Fuck. For myself, I will probably just make that one. I'll probably do. I'll do it so that the metal is shaped in like these like kind of rectangular shapes, but the corners are like cut off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then like that shape, and then like a small sliver of or smaller like rectangle, kind of like vertically in between each one, and just alternate all the way around. And that's like the overall shape of the band itself, but keep it like just simply polished.
And again, it's all forged from the same bit of metal used to do this. It's forged inside the Hellfire, and you did a 29 total with a really high check and whatnot to be able to accomplish this. Awesome. So, and it's from Vala Steel, from in northern Paradel, right up in the mountains up there. Cool.
Which is like a gray, like normal steel color, or does it look different because of the way?
Yeah. So the metal is a little bit darker than a typical steel. So it's just a few shades darker. So like it's like the difference between seeing like a it's not quite a gunmetal shade, but it is darker towards that tone than a typical steel, which is going to be much lighter in color. Which so if almost you have to imagine like if you had like a kitchen knife as like a typical steel, right? Whereas this is going to be many shades darker, closer to a gunmetal in color. Anyways, so in the morning, it's not until the sun's rising in the morning that you're able to kind of like finish your work. You're able to finish doing what you're doing, which is hammering away and forging at this and so on and so forth. And like I said, at first you were mindless, and so you kind of decided what it was that you were doing and like shaping and doing this, and finally literally forging these together. And then in the end, kind of like cutting them apart from one another, enjoying the challenge of forging these together from one piece and separating them, carving off, removing from one side the one that you intend for Yondis, and from the other side, the one that you intend to Ophios, and then of course the piece in the middle that you've crafted for yourself. As soon as you finish crafting them, putting the looks and everything on them, the finishes, whether they be satin, polished, hammered, unfinished, whatever it might be that you choose to do for the different ones, depending on the piece, putting against like the wheel that's going to finish that up, the various bits of grinding and polishing and whatnot that you're going to do. Finally, picking up the old oiled, dirty rag to properly treat them so they don't immediately start, absorbing the oxygen in the air and oxidizing, the moisture in the air and oxidizing and whatnot. So as soon as you kind of like finish doing this, you're able to look at your finished work and you realize these really are beautiful pieces. Kind of think to yourself as, again, it's morning time. Shops will be opening soon. Maybe even the people that's supposed to be here will be coming in soon. Whatever the case may be, you, if you wanted to, could go to a shop and gather something to present them with, boxes, or perhaps Rena's a little less ceremonious than that, and was just kind of like, here, it's up to you. Would you even put yours on yet, or would you wait until you saw them?
She'd probably wrap it in like some sort of like cloth, so maybe that's what she would look for instead of like a box.
It's like a fresh bit of the polishing cloth.
She just made this, so like obviously she doesn't want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She doesn't want it to get scratched or anything.
It's like a fresh bit of the polishing cloth, because you have to imagine the polishing cloth. It's like it's made in like big lengths, and then Hansa would usually go over there and just kind of cut off a length that's needed as needed. So you cut off like 3 small little lengths to like wrap each one of these 3 ones up in, because I imagine you're not putting yours on yet.
No.
So you wrap up the 3 inside 3 little small bits of like squares, almost like handkerchiefs of polishing cloth, and you are able to walk out of the shop. I need you to go ahead and roll me a stealthy check to see if anybody notices you leaving it in the morning, even though you were there all night long hammering away with a fire. Not bad. Not bad. I assume you're happy with that. So
I am, yeah.
So you're able to make your way out of there. In the meanwhile, boys, you're packing your things and have no idea where she went.
Ophios is packing his things. I don't know if this is.
Probably napping.
I imagine I'm awake at this point, but I guess I'd be talking to Ophios and asking him what the plan is, what we're prepping for now, since he's packing.
Rena ran off without a word. I have things I need to do. I need to get back to hence where we came. Or figure out where I can go to do what needs to be done.
Do we still have the same goal?
Defeating the Lopers, yes. But it seems you two are both distracted from what needs to be done for me to become greater.
I mean, if you know of a way back quickly and you think it's something you could do without us, I'll try to find her and we can catch up later if you're in a hurry. But don't you think you might be pushing the envelope a little faster than it needs to be?
I'm tired. I haven't slept. Rena refused to talk. And I wasn't going to stop her, I just wanted to talk. And she ran off. I'm tired of sitting still. I'm tired of talking about things with diplomats. I'm tired of feeling like I'm wasting my time, spinning my tires on this importance. Spinning my wheels.
Thanks.
On this important matter that pertains to my people, pertains to becoming greater.
So we have to go back to Sun's Crest?
I need to find a place that is better than that. One that has all of the materials that are needed. And where to get the plants and herbs and everything to mix these things together to create this. I can't do this alone, but I feel like my best chance is to be able to talk to, what's that other snake person's name?
Aslan.
Aslan.
But he's in Sun's Crest.
Sun's Rest to the west. Which
He's
is
in
also where that temple is that you guys had wanted to try to finish up your.
Yeah, that's what he's. Yeah, but Aslan is there. Okay.
But the books here have been helpful, and I imagine I can find more info as well. But I also need to get my equipment back that we let Aslan's associate.
Right. Right. Well, I'm a little worried because the thing we used to get here seems to have been acting up, and with the planes all being physically here, it seems that we might need to rely on your god for reliable transportation. I'm not sure if that's something we could all do.
I don't know if it's something we all could do, but I know of where I can find the information to be able to transport at least myself.
So Rena and I are stuck here until your transformation is complete?
Rena didn't seem to want to talk anymore. As far as I know, she sacrificed herself to that devil or whatever it was.
We both know she didn't. Look, if you want to give up and go back, that's fine. We'll meet up with you. I mean, it might take us 50 years, but we'll find you. I mean, I did already. Just saying, it might be worth staying a day. Just one day. We can figure things out. I understand that you're in a rush and that you don't want to hesitate and lose the moment, but, you know, we are a team, right? We can't get this done individually.
My concern is if that previous one was under such disarray, finding this one before Lopers destroy it or other people destroy it is very important. And yes, we are still a team, despite my selfish nature and Rena's at the most recent moment.
I mean, I won't try to stop you physically, but I think maybe you're... You know, sometimes for a team you have to sacrifice a little bit, and I think maybe one day of your time isn't going to kill you, and it might make things a little easier down the road. But look, I'll
I do need the rest.
It's morning now, and she hasn't come back. I'll go look for... Maybe, I mean, if you're tired...
I made a small canonical error. If you remember, you woke up Elliot super early in the morning, like in the middle of the night, to come and assist you, and a couple hours have passed since then. She snuck off like in the morning to go and make the wish. So actually, she would have been forging all day into the evening. So saying it's you know it's daytime now is correct if you're flashing back a bit. So she actually sneaking out of the forge going into the evening. So. Right before shops close or whatever. So sorry, I was off by like 12 hours. Continue, Messi.
You're good.
So we'll just... I mean, we're going to call this what time then? This would also be that evening then.
Well, this is during the day. This is right after Rena ran out.
Okay, so this is before she's done. So this is during the craft. Okay.
Correct.
Look, I think maybe we should give her a little bit of time to work things out on her own. I mean, she always comes back. And maybe if we don't see her by supper, we can... I'll go find her. You could stay and maybe... I mean, you just said you were tired. Maybe give yourself some rest. Still things we can do to progress this without, you know, running off again.
Fair. You'll find me asleep in the library likely, but I'm going back to the library.
You know what? I feel bad making you study all that on your own. I'll go with you.
Thank you.
I will admit, though, I'm not super well versed with plants. And then we go to the library.
I have been known to use the occasional herb, however.
Oregano?
Parsley.
Thyme?
Parsley for the iron.
Time? Because it's like... because of...
It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, you're good, Messi. That was a good funny.
Come on. That was good.
That was a good
You
funny.
said it. God damn it.
I thought it was a good funny. Scott is evidently unamused.
You let me back in.
That was a good joke, Messi.
Yes, we did, Crank.
Oh God,
Thank you.
stop.
What?
You gotta change your name back, buddy.
No, I'm Crank.
Like a joke? Like a crank call?
Call me Cranky.
I mean, you can be a little cranky sometimes. I've seen it. Get grumpy. No grumpy butt. So, you guys are going to go in there and do some more research for the day. Having a whole day of research, I'm actually going to go to RP with you for a minute. At some point in time, Elliot's going to come walking in. Hours later. He'll actually walk in. You guys are going to be so engrossed in your books, you probably won't even notice him there. You're very tired yourselves and whatnot. So
Scott,
standing
can
in
I
the
roll at disadvantage because I imagine that's exhaustion right now.
For what?
Looking over the books to find.
We'll get to that in a minute. At some point in time, Elliot's going to come walking in. He's going to stand in the doorway watching you guys for several moments. You haven't noticed he's there. So even though it's his office and whatnot, he's got books under one hand. If there's the other one, he's going to kind of like rapping on the door that's there to get your attention. When you look up, you see that he's standing there, and almost immediately as you look up, he starts walking forward, like giving that almost that illusion that I'm knocking as I'm walking in. But either way, so he starts walking in, and he says, I hope that your day has been fruitful.
I've found some information, but I don't remember if that was last night or today at this point.
Yeah, what time is it?
You don't want to know. The two of you hungry?
Honestly, didn't really think about it till now, but yes. Just kidding.
I could use some food.
I like doing that.
He nods and says, do you prefer to eat like your disguise would suggest, or the way you prefer to eat?
Wow, it's quite the slight.
At this point, food is food. It does not matter.
He nods and says, do you prefer them living? Anybody else hear that?
I heard that too.
Okay. Get hacked. Anno? The Russians are here.
Depends on what you're referring to.
Bunny? Rats? Possum?
Oh, none for me, thanks.
As long as they're warm, it doesn't matter.
He nods. Aslan has explained much to me, so I just wanted to make sure I was trying to be hospitable.
I imagine it's still best that I keep my disguise up around the...
You can eat in the library as long as you can contain a mess, he says, but not in reference to like the way they kill, just like it's kind of like the same thing you would say to anybody who's eating a meal, like, don't put crumbs on my bed.
It's funny saying that to a snake because it's just like swallowed whole.
Reno, who's the person that eats in the bed? Who's the crumb person?
You don't need to ask.
Who's putting the
Scott?
You really? You're
Who do
the
you think it
Oreos?
is?
You're the one putting the Oreos in the bed?
No, I have like the crackers and
Yep.
the really crummy shit. Yeah, that's me.
Cryptic, I feel your pain, man. I
So
get it.
hungry in the middle of the night. It's that and the
mean,
shredded cheese in the fridge.
I don't eat in my bed. Food doesn't go in the bedroom for me.
Same.
Depends on the food.
Luckily, very often I just pass out on the couch eating something, so it's not as much of a deal for me. Because I go upstairs like 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna eat something even though I should be sleeping right now, and I'll pass out on the couch. You know, I just ate 3 pickles. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, literally, it's always just the most random shit too.
Yo, okay, Rena, tell me, have you done this? Like, if you stop streaming, whatever it is, like 2, 3 in the morning, right? I assume Tyler has better self-control than this, so I'm going to you, targeting you. Have you ever taken a pickle and wrapped it in a piece of cheese and eating that as your snack. Okay.
No, I don't go
Sorry.
that far. Okay.
I don't like pickles, so yeah.
Provolone cheese, dill pickle, but not like store-bought dill pickle, like
Provolone.
the good provolone cheese and a good dill pickle.
You don't
Like,
even get pepper jack? Come on, dude.
oh yeah, but you don't buy slices of pepper jack cheese. Well, I suppose you
Yes,
can, but pepper jack cheese is gonna like snap as you're folding it. It's not gonna like.
And
You're getting
okay, see,
But
that's
you don't
real
wanna-
cheese though, Scott.
You don't want like
The
a
real
cheese
cheese.
and pickle sandwich.
No, I want the
Provolone's
plastic
real
cheese.
cheese.
Provolone's real cheese if you get like
No,
proper
he's talking
provolone
about
cheese.
the way that it that
Yeah, the way it
wraps around,
folds.
like
Provolone's real cheese. You can get quality provolone.
Pepper jack does break.
Yeah, it
Because
does
it's
break.
got peppers in it. It's got weaker points.
Well, it's also the type of. It's also cheddar. Cheddar doesn't roll.
Well, technically it's jack, but that's not the same as cheddar. But
Well, you will. Okay, well,
That's
for some
it,
reason in my mind, pepper jack is a blend of cheddar and jack together with peppers.
it's Monterey Jack and peppers. But
Yeah, but I thought you also mix cheddar in the two. Either one of those are hard cheeses. Not gonna roll. You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
all right. Well, I
Colby
haven't
Jack
gone
is
that
Colby cheese and Monterey Jack, and Colby is different than cheddar.
Yeah. Did he die? No, was he not the helicopter one?
far. Too fucking soon, mate.
I don't watch basketball, so I'm not entirely sure. Was he? No.
Scott, it's Kobe, not Colby. Kobe is the basketball player.
I don't watch basketball.
Oh my god.
It's like the most boring sport. I'd rather watch golf, and I'm not even exaggerating. Anyways, so okay, back to game.
I am very upset right now with you.
No, you have a Tom Brady shirt behind you. That's all that matters. You understand what quality is. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's terrible quality. The reason it
Tom
says I
Brady,
hate-
Simone Biles. That's what America has to offer. Tom Brady, Simone Biles. That's the top of the top.
Wow, the disgrace of Serena Williams.
Oh, I love Serena Williams. She's really good too.
Serena Williams and Brady is not even in the same category as those.
I
athletes.
agree. Some would say,
Lower, far lower.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Tiger Woods, as far as compared to golf, is better than Tom Brady is to football.
yeah, Tiger Woods does
Tiger
have a
Woods is-
really good record
Wait,
of women that he's
sorry.
cheated on his wife with. It's really impressive.
Is this
Big
ESPN
number.
or is this D&D?
Sorry. I'm sorry. I got my letters mixed up sometimes. You know, I just started swirling around in the alphabet soup and don't know where I am. So, back to the game. He has a meals brought up for the two of you. For Bessie, however, he doesn't actually have a proper meal brought up for him. He has like a snack platter. We're talking like one of those things that you'd mindlessly put your hand in and just like take bites out of because it looks delicious and it's just sitting there in front of you. And then you realize I shouldn't have eaten that much. My real meal's coming, but now I'm full on the snack platter. He puts one of those in front of him.
Slab. It's a tasting slab.
Yeah. But it's like put on proper, like a stone plate and like a wood plate because, you know, it is the old days. So it has all sorts of yummy things on it. Does Yondas snack on the snack platter? What a monster. You cannot trust somebody who doesn't snack on the snack platter. That is a person you don't trust. Okay? That's not a person you trust.
Rena
failed the
makes a
test.
damn good charcuterie board, I just want to say.
Thanks. I love charcuterie boards.
I mean, I know that word from like watching cooking shows, but I'm not 100% sure.
Meats and cheeses.
It's what you just described, bringing to Yonda's.
Yes.
But I also was referencing like salsa and chips.
You could also have a
You
charcuterie
could
board with
also have
salsa
that
and
on
chips.
there,
So what does
Mhm.
charcuterie stand for?
It's literally just a snack platter
yeah.
of like
Is it-
whatever you want. Yeah. you can
It
just put
translates to snack platter.
Traditionally,
Okay,
it's
no,
it's
I don't
meat.
have a definition
Traditionally,
on
it's meat.
hand. We
Okay,
just
now
pull
I'm
up
gonna
my
Google.
Merriam-Webster.
I'm gonna Google charcuterie, and
I'm
I'm even gonna go right ahead. And I'm gonna type Merriam
Cold cooked meats
Webster.
collectively. That's
That's-
what it is.
half an hour ago, so
Specialized dressed meats and meat dishes.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
Cool.
traditionally meat and cheese.
I'm hungry.
Cool. With fruits and whatnot.
Makes me
Yeah,
absolutely
fruit.
cute.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Joy.
I have eaten so much fruit today because we were at the farm yesterday. Oh my god, I had strawberry. Oh my.
Speaking of fruit, you know who doesn't eat it? Yonda's.
Yeah.
Uh.
So then Elliot says,
So Elliot
So,
came back with food.
So Elliot has food brought to you guys, but in the meanwhile, after he like sends somebody to go get it, like sends like the guard by the door to go get it, he then shuts the door and then says, "Think you could use it? Do you think you could use a hand?"
Probably.
Um,
I still haven't slept since we even fought the creature.
he goes over and looks around the room and says, "I can spare an hour, maybe a bit more. Unfortunately, I'm also busy, but let's see what we can look into. Explain to me what you've been looking at so far." And then you guys kind of dive into it. Obviously you're going to be doing loper stuff. Who's the better investigator between the two of you? I assume it's Tyler.
I mean, mine's an 8, so.
Yep. Don't worry. You have somebody aiding you. So you don't have to roll a disadvantage on that.
So investigation or loper or both?
Investigation first.
Decent roll.
Bootyful. So you guys are actually able
Very
to
good.
navigate through the area pretty darn well prior to him arriving there. You're able to navigate through the area pretty darn well, compile together all the important books that we had talked about beforehand, easily going through the ones that were brought up there by Jesslyn, as well as the ones that you brought with you yourself, as well as the charred ones that were left behind from some incident that happened a long time ago. Don't worry about it. Trying to cross-reference all the details that you could possibly get your hands on.
Oh, speaking of which, he would ask Elliot, the burnt books. I opened them once and realized it was crumbling. Is there a way that you have to review them without them falling apart by magical means or otherwise?
You know what's funny is there's actually different types of magics that exist. I've looked into these things and even sent afar for someone to come by, intentionally not Arcane Congress, of course, to try to repair these books through magical means. It's a spell to make things whole again. Either way, they incanted this spell and it didn't work. Their pride twanged in. They tried to cast it multiple times, but unfortunately, it wouldn't work. They weren't able to repair these books. I think the means by way, the means with which they were destroyed has prevented them from being able to be magically repaired or recreated or anything. That also means that just trying to utilize some sort of divining magic to see through the pages without opening them, that doesn't seem to work either. These books are meant to be destroyed, and the knowledge inside of them is meant to be lost, as per an old contract. So we have what's inside and what is left that you can discover. There's all we could work with. There's just something in here that you think would be of benefits. They are tomes of mole culture.
It seems that what the Lopers are taking advantage of perhaps do relate to the mole.
Do you relate to, sorry?
The mole.
Oh. Yes, this is in the, has
Supposedly, whatever the mole are.
been described to me by Aslan after your last visit here. So the mole, modern day known as hobgoblins, but their culture back in the day, their empire, if you will, known as the Mole Empire. Hobgoblins is the race of people. They
Question
sure.
If you saw a mole in person, would they look exactly like hobgoblins?
I imagine yes. Yeah, I imagine they would, yes. Because
How much
I
do
mean,
you
it's
know
only
of
been
that
a few hundred years. Go ahead.
Oh, how long has Kithel been communicating with that elemental in the bank?
Oh, since we discovered it. Which, by the way, it was discovered because of you.
What do you mean?
We didn't really know of its existence until you broke into the bank.
Oh, interesting. I didn't break into the bank.
Okay.
I didn't. I was brought there by Rena. I was dying.
Whoever it was that did it.
Either way, I saw that elemental in the past, when
Go
that
on.
elemental was much larger.
Wait,
And
are you
versus
referring to the
hobgoblins.
time that time was disjointed?
Yes.
That was around when you broke into the bank. Rena broke into the bank. You traveled to the past by several centuries.
They may have taken my blood.
I don't know the implications of that. However, I do know that the mole use many different types of magics. Magics that we kind of have lost in time. I actually might be able to lend a bit of assistance in this. The closest thing to mole magics that exist nowadays are the Sill. The way the Sill do their magics, and I happen to be friends with the Sill. I've done work for Sill in the past. There happens to be a Sill here in Kurzfall. Perhaps you could speak with them. Perhaps they can give you a little bit of insight into the matter. But something like, what would that be? What would the word for blood be? I don't know, some sort of blood magic. I don't know if that was something that the mall did. But it does kind of make sense. I mean, considering that, in theory, the mall did experiments on people, would that not just be blood magic?
I suppose.
Show me what it is that you've discovered so far. Let me see if I can draw some connections.
He's
And
gonna
I
pull
will
out,
set an arrangement for, and when the person comes and bring the food, they send them out to go make an arrangement with the Sill. Go ahead.
he's gonna pull out the journal that he had taken from the other place that he had pocketed, the one that had made the Lopers kind of more personified for him. And then he's gonna point out the books in which he found information about the plants and stuff relating to this book, about the experiments that he's trying to figure out how to do. He's also going to open the porthole and show him the glass container, and he's trying to find a facility that...
Oh, you brought that back here. Perhaps we should give that a proper burial? This is rather disturbing.
I forgot that was in there.
That's quite the thing to forget that's inside there. Don't you think, Ophios? And he looks over and Yondas. He has some degree of excuse, but and he looks at you with shock and disgust, shakes his head at Yondas.
We didn't know if this had bearing onto the devil or if it was dead. Anyway.
Wait a second. This reminds me
Your,
of something that happened ages ago. But please close that thing.
Oh, yes.
Over a year ago, when the Arbiter, at the time known as Nakaro, when the Arbiter was still teetering between mortality, between being immortal and becoming a god, there was a certain actions that needed to take place to finish the transcendence. Actions that were done by the previous Chosen. One of the reasons why the title of Chosen was created to begin with. There was an amulet that was worn around the neck of the former Mole Emperor. Inside that amulet was the essence, the basic material of what was needed to create more of, well, I guess what the Arbiter was. As far as we understand, Veni and the Arbiter, the Martyr and the Arbiter are the two that existed that were created by this thing, but this creature that's here, as you've described it beforehand, with its power.
And the fact that the soul of it was taken from this world and
caused all this havoc and mayhem.
Yes.
Combine that together with the knowledge that The Emperor was fought and killed in Sun's Rest, in the chambers directly above where it was that you fought and killed this creature. And that's what was around his neck. Recent materials. I wonder if... I wonder if that's part of how the magic works. That base material that was used to create them to begin with. Now you say you were in the past and you encountered the mole?
They were hobgoblins to me, and I did not know I was in the past.
But you do now. At least you believe you do now.
It makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense for the elemental to have been so large and so small, and in conversing with the elemental via Yondis. Thank you, Yondis. It did.
Languages are
remember me
helpful
from the past.
So let's draw conclusions.
Years and years ago.
Let's draw conclusions from the small amounts of information that we have. The mole took your blood, and it seems like if you have to have some sort of base material used to cause these transformations, if it was your blood that was used to cause transformations, that would mean that you would have...
That would make sense because my innate ability to transform into a snake. Why am I hearing a weird echo occasionally?
It was super creepy hearing transform into a snake
really
a second
creepy.
time.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm assuming it's messy. He tends to have like a lag, and then it causes an echo when he lags.
It was really creepy.
It was that one creeped me out. Oh.
How long was it?
Yeah, that's definitely him because that's how choppy he is.
Yeah.
Messy, ready to do the test? I'm gonna say go, and you're gonna, I don't know, say stop or something. Ready?
I don't think that's necessary.
Go.
You can just continue on it. I'll just be lagging. That's fine.
I heard my laugh echo back. All right, so see what I was kind of hoping. Rita just shows up to laugh at us. You know what, Rita? Put away your judgmental eyes, okay? Yeah, we know.
Dude. Okay, I'm ready to play now.
So back to the game. Yeah, that's right. Good. Stop peeking. That's right. Propriety. So he says these are matters with which I'm not very familiar. I've studied all sorts of magics, and I understand that the way this works, but this is more something that you would ask an alchemist about. We would have to have our hands on an alchemist. I know where an alchemist is. Shit. Excuse my language. I don't think you need to waste your time speaking to the sill. I think I have somebody better for you to speak to.
You think my blood is the key to all of this?
I think I know somebody that can answer that question.
If my blood is the key to all this, doesn't matter if that's the answer to the question, if I have the blood within me.
Do you really want to take chances, do experiments when you don't know what the outcome might be? What if I told you I could have you speak with the Emperor?
What? There's...
I know, it's like you said what, and it's like a ghost in the room. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Man, if we should play Phasmophobia with Messi's tweaking out like this, it would scare the shit out of us. Anyways. Were those words?
I don't know what came out there.
Oh, bye, Messi.
You know, you probably could have just muted and that would have worked.
All right. So he says, I could probably have you speak with the Emperor. And you say, what? And he nods slowly. And he says, if not the Emperor himself, then maybe somebody who at least used to have contact with him. I know this sounds strange, but there was a hobgoblin man by the name of Kroll
I met Kroll.
who had the Emperor's spirit within him.
I will say this, the ones who asked me before they took my blood thought I was a creature of the Emperor's creation.
So perhaps something goes beyond or before you?
Maybe.
I don't have that answer. But I can tell you that where Kroll is. Kroll recently accepted a leadership position inside of the city-state known as Drazstone. Are you familiar with Drazstone?
Yes.
No.
Giannis is not.
Yondas knows who Kroll is.
But I know who Kroll is.
I personally don't know Drastone, but I know my character does.
Drazstone was the town with the outposts that were kind of mean to you as you guys were traveling and running from the dribbling mouthers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, keep going. He would have answers for you, but that's going to be back west. A bit. A little after sun's rest. And unfortunately, he looks down at the closed, like the mostly closed, so you can't see inside of it, portable hole. There's not a quick way to get there now.
Well, it might be for us.
He looks at you.
Look at him.
He looks at him instead.
You know how I came to be in that bank?
Rena broke down the door. You guys, I think, picked a lock or whatever it is, and
Do you know why Rena thought I was dead?
she could be a bit rash sometimes.
Do you know who Snaga is?
The Destroyer?
I got absorbed into his statue.
You got absorbed into a statue of Snaga the Destroyer?
Transported to Momley,
Huh.
where an
It's more than
ally
that.
of mine saved me.
He's had conversation with the god as well recently.
Sure, tell him everything, Yondis. Why not?
I mean, why not?
I would be surprised if I didn't live in a nation wherein gods came and went or were birthed from. It's strange. Live a whole life with an idea that gods are these ethereal creatures that are well beyond comprehension, and you're sharing tea with one.
Snog had warned me of the balance being broken between the planes. He came to us after the creature was killed and the soul was sucked out of it and taken to hell.
Snaga the Destroyer. I was gonna say something. I thought it was funny.
Nope, Snaga the Destroyer. He destroys fun. Go ahead.
I literally just said what I said, expecting his response.
Can you repeat it? Sorry. Messy distracted me.
Snaga came and spoke to me, and how we were transported
Oh, yes, that's right.
back into the bank was via the statue in Cursefall?
Cursefall.
Sun's Rest.
Sun's Rest.
Yeah,
Oh,
from
there's two
Sun's
places.
Rest. Sun's Rest is where we came from, and we went to
Hardgwen.
Hodgwen.
Well, there's neither a statue to Snaga here in Cursefall or necessarily a quicker route to Hodgwen than traveling to Sun's Rest the old-fashioned way.
No, but if these books tell me correctly, the magma plane somewhere nearby.
Well, the moat to the magma plane is nearby,
That,
but if my
yes.
reports are correct, you don't want to go anywhere near there. The moats to the plains are erupting violently. And considering we're talking about the magma plane, I'm not sure if you know what magma is, if you've ever seen a volcano or not, but magma or lava is what explodes outside of a volcano. It's molten rock. It's very hot rock.
I'm well aware of what.
Oh, okay. So we don't want to be anywhere near the more or less a volcanic scene. Do you know what a volcano is?
Where magma comes out
might
of
have been
the
reading
earth.
of that.
Okay. He says.
I might have read one in a book. Great.
Am I accurate
So-
in my statements here?
I would suggest not going there, but
But
there is a
we-
moat nearby. Yes.
Could we take your war room place back to Hard Gwen and take the moat we took there back? Seems
You
to be
could
the
try,
closest.
but if that's the case, then you could just do that back to Sun's Rest.
Wait, there's a moat here.
No. The room would bring you back to Sun's Rest.
Oh, right.
He's referring to the portal that is supposedly broken or malfunctioning.
But
The
the
teleportation.
portal, but the room is currently not functioning.
Yeah, that's.
I got you now. Yeah.
Were you able to get it to work long enough to recall the army after they were done defeating the what are they called? The
Berlin
Mouthers. But that's all. So honestly, probably taxing the taxation of using that, how much of a draw it had is probably what finally broke it. But either way, are you going to? Well, let's keep looking into these books. Oh, Ophios, could you do me a favor? He says, gesturing towards that book, the journal that you're looking at beforehand. Ophios, not the journal, but like the recipe book that you're looking at beforehand.
Mhm.
I know a great many languages, well over a dozen. But this language I do not know. I've never encountered it before. Could you go ahead and just like hard translate these several pages right here? And I mean like word for word. Do not rearrange their phrasing. Just translate word for word exactly as it's written, not what it's meant to be. If you know what I mean by that. So for
Yes.
instance, if it says the house big ball red, don't write the big house with the red ball.
Out of curiosity, Ophios is going to speak Sloko to him and see if he understands it.
Sure. So you turn to him and you start speaking slow. I have to open up a separate roll 20. Give me a few moments. And
I mean, he
I
is friend
will,
with Aslan, but
and I will always Valorant. Hold on. Roll 20 loads very slowly. Come on. The only downsides across campaign interaction. It's multiple campaign pages in roll 20. It's mostly done loading. And character sheet. All right. So languages. It has 15 here, 15 languages, including Mole, which what's it called? Be based off of. Lover would be based off of Mole. But
I believe the language is Sloko, not Slokona. Slokona is the branch that I am. Sloko is the race.
you have skill focus master linguist, not that one. Pretty sure esoteric linguist. Nope. How about this one here? Secret language +5. Nope. Not leadership. Oh, I forgot you had leadership. Oh, Elliot, I forgot you have leadership. You need a cohort, man. You friggin' need a cohort. Joey, remind me that Elliot needs a cohort. Yeah, okay, so he'll just have to do a language check. Because I wasn't sure if he actually had skills, additional skill to give him more powers in this. Okay, I'm going to make a linguistics check. You guys won't be able to see it because I'm doing it on my side.
Snaga says Sloko is accented Draconic, I believe.
Okay. It's an offshoot of Draconic. Same as like how Portuguese is an offshoot of Spanish. You know what I mean? It's not the same language. It's similar enough that we'd be able to pick up some words. So I rolled with a plus 50. I'm granted talking about Pathfinder rules here. I rolled a 16 with a plus 15 modifiers, a 31 using Pathfinder rules for it. So if you convert that over to what it would look like in 5e, that's like rolling like a 22 or a 23, right? So either way, he rolls pretty darn well. And so you start speaking to him. What do you say to him in Sloko?
I'm just saying, do you understand this language? Perhaps it would be easier to translate in this.
He listens for a moment, and then he shakes his head and says, "No, not well enough." But in like Perrin, he says, "No, not well enough. I would want you to put it in a language where I can more easily analyze it, especially since I'm picking up that this is a dialect of Draconic, but I honestly don't even know what that would look like on paper. So, please, if you can keep it in that. Do you speak Mull?" And he actually switched to Mull and just start reciting his favorite poem from Mull.
I imagine, is Mull near Loper at all or no?
Loper is based off of Mull.
So,
because the Lopers designed their own language in secret, just like the Perrin had their own language, but they're both based off of Mull. And if you speak both, if you speak Perrin, you have an offshoot to Mull. If you speak Loper, you have an offshoot to Mull. So it's kind of like
both of those.
Yeah, it's like speaking two Germanic languages, trying to pick up the third one. You know what I mean? It's like if you speak
Yeah, he'll simply reply, "I probably understand this as much as you understood what I said before."
He nods and says, "Let's keep it to Perrin then. Besides, they'll be all of our overlords one day, won't they?" It was definitely meant to be comical.
Yes.
It's good that
Loper
Reno wasn't there for that one.
Right now.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll it.
This is disadvantage then, right?
No, because you're going to have assistance in kind of pouring over things as he's aiding you now.
Okay.
Okay. How'd you roll such trash? Sorry, sir. So you you get a 24 total with that, and kind of looking over everything. I think it's there with what's his face helping you. No. Dragonborn are never a thing. No, not on Aeroth. No. All right.
Yeah, I rolled an 8 with a plus 12. That's bad.
So you
but technically it became a 12 with a plus 12, so it's not as bad.
So you are looking about the books, having the aid of Yondis and him to kind of like pour through the things and whatnot. You're able to come to the discovery of once again what the different ingredients are, how to translate them to what they are in modern terms. If you actually speak to an herbalist or something like that, that'd actually be able to help you get your hands on, or an alchemist, get your hands on most of these ingredients here, which kind of something we talked about beforehand. With your deeper understanding based off of the journal that you had before, but also like where it is that you can find this, better understanding how the measurements work, timing works, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, all these things. But more importantly, you actually starting to get an understanding of what it is that is in the air that gets pumped into it. Because you know that glass chamber, you knew that there was some sort of liquid. What's in that liquid that gets pumped into it? You knew that there was a liquid before, but you didn't know what it was. So finally, you're starting to get an understanding as to what that is. Apparently, that liquid that they use for these type of experiments of evolution and so on and so forth, it apparently is, and this is not very nice, they take baselines of whatever it is that they're trying to experiment on. So let's say they're taking Perrin, and they're trying to experiment on Perrin, and they break them down into some of their most basic components alchemically, and are able to extrapolate a small amount of that liquid from each one of those baselines, and then use that as the liquid, almost like a pool of what's the word I'm looking for here? Stem cells, of like a stem cell brine or soup, broken down out of. We're gonna just use the word sacrifices to be able to succeed in the experiments. Now, you have to imagine if you're using broken down baseline of what it is they're using to accomplish this. Okay, well, Perrin, using broken down Perrin, yeah, that works. But what do they use as the baseline for you? What is your baseline to make these experiments work? And so you're kind of like looking through this, and unfortunately, it doesn't have an answer inside these books, not the ones that are here at least. You don't have like an understanding as to what that baseline is used to do that. And more importantly, how do you make that baseline? Like, what's the recipe to do that? Not that you would ever do that. But it does suggest that however this is produced, wherever it's produced, at that location is where it gets kind of like piped into the chambers, that then comes into whatchamacallit. So whatever's on the other side of those walls, wherever those pipes go, that's where it is that you're going to be able to find the how the experiment's done. Or there's just enough baseline material to do the job.
God, I hope that place is not destroyed at this point.
He says, well, Jesslyn was in there. She's a Paradel renowned architect. Hopefully she did something to hold it together.
The thing is, if we can't produce this liquid, let alone know what it is, this whole thing will not work. I imagine that liquid there is the one that we need, considering what experiments were done in that location.
Yeah, but you're also, correct me if I'm wrong, Ophios, it sounds like you're trying to push things to the next level. Whatever experiments they did centuries ago were able to create the baseline of whatever it is that you are now. You, Aslan, the other creatures that you found inside those chambers that you described beforehand. But you're trying to push that to the next level.
To be completely frank, the Lopers created a creature similar to me, but far more powerful and larger. That is mostly snake.
Okay.
To use it against us. My hope is that that creature survived and is no longer around, and by turning into this creature, it may lend me a hand to get closer to them and kill them, without even mention of the strength and other features that it would grant.
You've been able to confirm that they're able to craft this other type of you?
Based on the records that were there, it seems so, but there's no confirmation, as far as I know.
Okay. It sounds like you need to go and speak with Kroll. I don't think the Sill will help you in this matter. Well,
He would just nod.
he looks up, he's like, shit. It's been like 3.5 hours. So many things I need to work on. It was nice to have a little bit of a distraction. Gentlemen, I'm going to have to excuse myself and understand that I'm probably not going to be able to aid you any more moving forward. I see that Rena hasn't joined us. I'm hoping that this means she's taken some time to disappear and come to terms with the reality that using these wishes is not the best situation to come across. She should not be using them. I don't know what time it was, but they gave, 24 hours? Hopefully that time has already passed and it's no longer weighing on her mind the opportunity of what she could do, but instead of understanding what she should do. I should get out there.
I mean, I don't know why I rolled deception, but I just want to,
Stone face it?
yeah.
You're like, I know what she's doing. She's being Rita.
But, Ophius would say, please do let me know if there's a way I can aid you.
Yeah. Let's not send anything else to hell.
I didn't in the first place, but I will make sure it is not done again.
He gives you like a and he says, Yondis, do I need to send the doctor to remove that stick from your ass?
I don't have a stick in my ass.
Okay. Are you sure? I could send the physician to check for you.
I'm sure. I'd feel it.
Good luck, gentlemen. And he walks out.
Have a good day. Thanks for your help. That's what I should have said.
After the door shuts. Thanks for your... fuck. Next time. I'll say it next time. Say it next time. And the guy's like, I was like, "Hi, General. How you doing today? Thanks for your help." You're welcome. So, what are you guys doing next? You boys, anything else? Or are you just gonna wait for Rena at this point?
Ophios
Gotta
is
go
gonna
find her.
finally rest.
You
Yeah?
sleep, I'll find Rena, yeah.
I
Rena?
imagine at this point he's getting towards tier 2 exhaustion, so
Tier 5. Rena, you come walking out of the place. It's all done. You rolled your stealth check. What was the DC? 22? Kudos. Messy. Perception check.
Me?
Perception check, yes sir. Bada bing, bada boom. That's a 5.
That's a
14.
15. You,
14.
Rena, you're able to sneak out and eventually make your way back into the castle, where you'll, Ophios will be sleeping and Yondas will be returning shortly.
Well, I mean, I haven't slept at all, so. But
People pass out?
Has an no. Well, yeah, probably, but has another another day has not passed, right? We're like approaching on one.
Correct.
How
It's
many about how many
almost
hours?
been the 24 hours. I mean, you lost track of time, but if you had to guess, less than 3, definitely, maybe even close to 1.
Damn, I might wait then. But she's been awake for like 2 days, so she needs to sleep. She'll just pass out.
Sure. She goes and lies down. She passes out for a very unsatisfying amount of 10 minutes before you hear the door click shut and Yondas returns.
Pretend I'm asleep.
I mean, are they both asleep? Because if they're both asleep, then fuck it. I'm just assuming something happened. They're both fine.
You could probably tell she's awake. She probably rolls over.
I'd say they're cuddling, but considering Ophios sleeps in snake form, that would be a really tight cuddle.
He's also cold-blooded.
Rena's not breathing. It's kind of weird. Her body's just limp on the. Oh my god, what is he doing?
Don't eat that! Spit that out!
Yeah, spit it out. Put it down. Put her down.
Are you telling me that Ophios has Rena in his mouth?
We're moving on. Moving on. So you could tell she's awake. I don't know if Ophius is or not.
I imagine he's actually sleeping. So you kind of
Okay.
like the door clicks shut, and I imagine your eyes instinctively open to look and see what it is, or your instinct, right? And Yonda should look over, and you'd say, her eyes are open. You don't know if they've been open the whole time, or you shutting the door caused her to open them, but she's looking at you.
And I see Ophios is sleeping nearby.
Yeah, but you could just wake him up
he's-
by throwing a glass of water on him.
yeah.
My wife
Honestly,
did
he
that to me the other
probably-
day in the shower. I was taking a hot shower, and she
I mean, if you
filled a
guys
cup
start
of
talking,
water
you'd
and ice
probably
and
wake up.
threw on the top. Funny.
Nice. Wow.
I was like, smooth.
What?
What?
Nothing.
I was taking a shower. My water filled up like a big cup full of ice and water, and she threw it over the top at me. It was
Yeah,
pretty good.
I heard you.
Pretty
So, I guess seeing that Ophios is sleeping and Rena just like turns over and she's obviously trying to sleep too, he'd just he'd see her and he'd wave and just go like this and then let them rest. Talk in the morning. No point in waking them up.
Oh, Raina, you know the final time limit's dwindling down. Do you say or do anything, or you just pass out?
Why would she say or do anything?
I pass out.
Okay. So you guys, hours slide away as you sleep well into the evening, and then even roundabout until morning. Rita, you sleep like a baby.
Yeah, but I imagine she wakes up in a cold sweat, just like, duh, like knowing she's been asleep for so long, just like, you know what I mean? Like when you know you've been asleep for way too long and you
sleep
wake up like panicked.
so warm and cozy, almost feeling like you're snuggling up
being
next to a
digested?
fire. No, warm and cozy, almost like
Sorry.
you could feel your soul is so toasty warm next to that open flame. It's nice.
Okay.
No, you can wake up in your cold sweat with a start. Gah! And it wakes up Ophios. Gah! It wakes up Yondas. Huh?
Which
I imagine he passed out on the chair nearby.
Sure. We can say that.
Rena, you said you're... So, clearly the 24 hours have passed, Rena.
Swing her feet off the edge of the bed, and it won't really say anything to them unless they do first. First thing she thinks of is the sending stone.
Okay.
So I want to check that. Nothing.
There was no response. But you can send a message now.
Oh, damn. I'll just wait.
No, she already, Elijah already responded to your last message. You haven't.
He did. Yeah, he responded yesterday, but I was waiting to see if he sent something.
Oh, if he messaged you.
Yeah.
He did not reach out first this time.
Fine, I'll wait.
Okay. What do you do with the two of them?
Clingy.
Yeah, I gotta give it like a day or two. This is too weird.
Why won't he text me back?
When Britt and I first started seeing each other, it was that whole like, she went to Missouri and she had zero service out there. Back in 2009, she had no service because it's Missouri. It's not even like a part of the country. So it was like an entire like I don't know 7 or 8 days right after we just started seeing each other. Not a single word, and I was like, oh, I thought that was going well. I guess not.
You're like, no, what do I do?
I was like, that kind of sucks.
Shit.
But then you get that like text message you didn't expect. Hey, I just got to an airport with service. Hi.
Yeah, out of nowhere, and you're like,
yeah, before getting back on the plane
Like-
to come home. So it was like texting before even flying home, and I was like, all right, nah, things are cool. Yeah.
it's fine. Everything's
What?
fine.
Oh, I wasn't worried.
Me worried?
I just like went on like 7 other dates with like 15 other people. Like, it's cool. Don't matter to me.
He's
Anyway.
not the king of playing it cool right now.
50 other days or so.
Anyways, go ahead.
How long were we asleep for? What time is it?
The whole night. Yeah. Good morning.
Ophios is mid-transformation as they're talking. He's taking his time.
Good
That's
morning.
nice.
Can't really talk when he's changing form.
Fair enough. Are there windows in here? Like, does this
Yeah.
particular room have windows?
It does.
Wasn't
You
sure.
see, really good for a raven to fly in and out of.
I don't know if like I assume like curtains were drawn over it or something like that. So
Of course.
we'll open the curtain, but not like obnoxiously, like just so I can look out, not like I'm gonna blind everybody in the room.
He's naked.
Because I hate when people open the curtains and it's just like wake up, and I'm like, are you fucking serious right now?
I love really bright sunlight in the morning. It's one of the reasons why I like sleeping on the porch.
Are you being sarcastic? Oh, you're not. Okay.
I'm 100% serious. I love it when there's pale sunlight on my face when I wake up. It is the most, and like, oh man, I missed this apartment I had in Woonsocket, despite the fact that we had cockroaches and I got robbed. I had these massive windows that faced southeast, and it was just like pale sunlight right on my face when I woke up. It would chase the roaches away and make me wake with a smile.
It sounds like a dream, bro.
Jesus Christ.
It was Woonsocket. We fucking Rhode Island. What do you expect? Rhode Island's a trash state. If you're from Rhode Island, Michael Mathis, then you're probably a trash person. You know? Sorry, that's the way it works.
I just wanna the scenario of the next person who got that apartment and they're like, there's cockroaches and every morning the fucking sun's on my face.
Sun shines through. I gotta get blackout
fuck is
curtains.
this?
First.
Yeah.
Scott's
Scott,
like, no,
Scott
that's
thrives
the
in
best
it. He's like, oh my
part."
god.
We
Oh,
threw away
shit.
so much furniture moving out of there because of the roaches. We're like, there's fucking roaches here. We just threw away furniture. We're like, because it was
Don't
all
take
shit we
any
bought
of
from
that.
like Salvation Army.
Yeah,
It was
don't
like,
take
it was like
that.
couch sets we bought for like $30. We're like, yeah, we're throwing this all away. Trash. Nope. And because we got robbed, I told the landlord, I was like, this is a breach of contract for me. I got robbed and this isn't considered a safe environment for me to live in. I'm not owning up to my lease. You're not suing me for anything. I'm leaving tomorrow. And literally the day I got robbed, that night, Mike came over and spent the night, and Brittany came over and spent the night. And we spent literally the next like 13, 14 hours straight packing all my stuff. And I literally moved the next day. I got robbed. I moved out the next day. No exaggeration. We're talking less than
It's
24 hours
very
later.
you
I didn't
thing.
leave there anymore. What was that?
It's a very you thing to do. Neil, we're
Deuces.
sleeping in your room. Well,
All right.
what's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Rayron.
Neil,
I mean,
would you be okay
wanna
if we
sleep
slept in
over
your
with
room?
Neil, you know,
IRL?
that's one thing, but
No, Rhode Island's a zit of New Jersey, not New York. Don't give him that much credit. Anyways, so let's keep going. So, you wake up, you open up the curtains, you know. Knowing Rayron, it probably does not face east. Probably faces west. He's more of an evening cat. Think about the kind of the company he kept.
Time of day is it? Outside?
Morning. Like, but the sun's already up.
Oh, so like late morning.
Mhm.
Okay. So like
No, not like that.
I'm trying, trying to think about like what time it was when she came back, and we slept like a whole day, like another 24 hours. It's like well past.
They were
Anything
given the room
happen?
to sleep in so they can contemplate matters, specifically. So you wake them up, or so you all wake up, whatever it is,
Mhm.
because your reaction woke them up, and then you get up and immediately go over to open the curtain, open the window to get like a fresh of like the cool morning air. It's kind of like wash over your cold sweat body. Gives you a bit of a shiver, but it also helps like clear the air.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Just thank goodness that Stinky Pinky isn't on me anymore.
Okay.
Anything happened while I was gone?
We spoke with Elliot, and we worked on Ophios's next steps for his transformation.
did anything happen while you were gone?
Well,
See?
yes. I took a walk.
And
Mhm.
And I oh, is this gonna be a deception roll? I don't know. Well, it's over.
what's over?
The 24-hour period for the wishes, I assume, is what she was referencing.
Yeah, but that was over earlier than the 24 hours.
So you used the last one, or last two. I have no idea how the means you found the contract, but I imagine that required a boon, or it didn't.
Should just nod slowly.
Was yours to use. You do realize I chased after you not to stop you, right?
And what would you have said?
Not to give up hope. That we'd figure this out together, but didn't seem like you wanted it together.
Didn't seem like either of you did. Talking about going back in time, trying to stop me, tried to prevent it from happening in the first place.
You act like I would have done that without your input or decision.
Well, you heard Yondis when Elliot asked if he'd be willing to kill me to stop me.
I mean, only a version of you.
Is that not me?
I don't know. But, I mean, I wouldn't have to, right? Like, just knock you out. No?
Besides that, you know Yondis doesn't like killing. He's yelled at me about it numerous times already since we've got him back.
He didn't exactly hesitate.
You die if you hesitate here.
Well, it's... What's done is done. If you want to go back in time and change it, I guess. But it doesn't exactly change what I promised to do. I'm still here.
You are.
Well, that wasn't the only thing that I did while I was out. And I will grab the bracelets. I don't know if I kept them in my pouch or like bag or whatever. I'll just grab them.
Yep. You grab the 3 little polished cloths.
So you cleared your head, huh?
Where'd you assume I would be? The bar?
I have no clue where you would be. I didn't bother looking. Seemed to me you wanted to be alone.
I couldn't find you.
I'll give them each theirs.
Do you explain it as having any additional meaning or anything like that, or do you just give it to them unceremoniously, just like,
It's more. She like hands them to each of them if they are willing to take it. And she'll just say, I mean, you don't have to keep these if you don't want, but I made them for each of you.
What are they? Exactly.
Well, open it.
Okay.
Oh, they're in boxes or something?
They're wrapped in like
Yeah.
cloth.
So this one's mine? Are they from, is it like something we share?
I'm like, wait, open it. Yeah, that one's his.
Okay.
No, you each get your own.
So they're unique.
I hope it's a bracelet.
Yeah, of course.
My
What everybody
favorite.
wants. Sorry.
scrawny mofo can wear like a choker?
Okay, thanks, Scott. Okay, now, where do I file that? Is there an HR department I call?
Yeah.
No.
Is there?
We already
Josh
talked
is
about
the
HR on Wednesday.
It's Josh.
Yeah. I mean,
Josh
Josh
is
rubber
HR.
stamps everything I do. He knows it's good
Josh,
for him.
your HR. Are you here?
Probably.
HR,
No, I think
not
it's
HERE. You know, it's different. And you don't pronounce HR as here.
Oh, right. It's WHORE.
Like, we're the here department because we're here for you. No.
Is this an ad? Am I being advertised to? I'm very confused.
Scott, I am going to.
Oh, for the record, on Mondays, Jake runs HR.
Because Ophios isn't looking over this thing. He's going to look it over to the max capacity he can.
Sure. So you look it over, and it doesn't seem like it's giving off any magic that you're able to detect immediately.
So is this just a metal band?
Well, yes, but I made it. I them.
Seems peculiar to forge something that is not useful in combat.
Smooth. Real smooth.
What? I don't understand the point of trinkets like this. I see Perrin wear them all the time. Do you see me wearing many trinkets other than, I mean, the ones that I wear have magical properties. This doesn't seem to have magical properties or anything.
Well, like I said, you don't have to keep it if you don't want it. It's more
I'm just asking
something
what it...
from me to you.
Well, thank you, Rena. And it seems Ophios hasn't changed much.
I'm just... Thank you, Rena.
Well, there he goes.
I just don't understand the sentiment here.
Well,
Okay, big guy.
she won't explain it if he says that. I made myself one too. And I'll show them mine.
I like yours better. Give me that. I'm kidding.
You made the best one
I
for
made
you.
yours like braided because you're like a snake, dude. Thought you'd like it.
Wow.
So I imagine it means something of togetherness. If we all have one of these.
Just because I need time by myself doesn't exactly mean I'm leaving.
Yes, it does.
I need me time.
But Mom!
Leave me alone. Locks myself in the bathroom.
Ophios will put it on.
With a bottle of wine. Oh, yours looks good.
Actually meshes well with my scales.
And they're in case you forgot what they look like, it's like a darker
Yeah,
silver gray or whatever.
like gunmetal steel.
Yeah, she'll just say it's just Valorant steel. Nothing
Who lent you the
extremely
metal?
special. Oh, I might have found Smith to work out of.
You stole metal from a smith?
I imagine she asked the
Scrap.
smith there, much like she has in the past.
Did you ask the smith, Rena?
Smith wasn't there.
Smith wasn't there, Ophios.
It's already forged. It's not like they can just take it and mold it. Well, I guess they could just take it and mold it into something else. Perhaps we should drop some coin at their place then. Or we can just walk away. It doesn't matter to me, but it seems like that would be the proper thing to do, would it not, Yondis?
Yeah, but we're in a deer, so... So I just thought that would be funny.
Anyway, I should probably go see what trouble I've caused.
What do you mean?
I'll make sure that... How much do you think this metal is worth? I can make sure that they get compensated for it.
I don't know. How much is the metal worth, Scott?
Honestly, it's unworked metal that you were working with there. I mean, the steel is all it was. A handful of gold pieces, probably. I mean, Valen steel is not exactly super hard to get your hands on. Had you used the other materials that were held up and locked away for over a year, I think, due to a deal that was made during the Adirian Civil War, that probably would have been really, 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 really bad. But just having it being a little Valorant steel, Valen steel.
Oh, my bad. Fallen.
That's in Vala. Valen steel, not Valorant. Valen steel. That would be not the big end of the world. I mean, Hansa would notice it missing, but that's because she's super anal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this Hansa's forge?
I don't think do I know that? I know that.
I mean, yeah, you
Okay.
got the sword from there and everything, right?
Okay, so then she'll just say, I'm sure Hansa won't mind.
I'll make sure that she receives her money. You saw how angry she was when somebody sold the sword.
Either way, I didn't take anything, truly valuable. It's just few gold coins.
She's a friend. I'll talk to her if she's there. Otherwise, I'll just leave the gold.
Okay. She'll put hers on too, and just get up to get ready to go.
So you get up and you get ready to go. Do you walk out of the room by yourself, or do they come along with you?
Might hesitate at the door.
I mean, I got nothing to do. I'll go with you.
Where's Rena
I'm
going?
gonna go with Ophios.
See what trouble I've caused.
Oh, I'll let me know where you're going, and I'll meet you there after I make sure this is taken care of.
So, Rena, you made iron-bound bangles. You made 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
1 master and 2 minion ones.
No, that's not what. No.
They used to be called master and slave, but luckily they've rephrased them. It's nice. It's nice that they changed it. While holding one,
Not the. Oh God.
so while you're wearing the ironbound, well, it was forged in hellfire. What do you think it was going to have
like
some
that.
lawful evil aspect
like
built
that.
into it?
Oh
It was
my
in the
God.
hellfire. Anyways, so while you have that band on you, at any point in time, you could actually impart any instructions that you would like of up to 50 words. It's 50 words or fewer instructions you can impart into the bands. And those that are wearing the minion bands, they can always recall at will with perfect clarity the exact wording that you've given them, the exact instructions that you've given them, and even know keenly at all points in time on the top of their head whether or not their actions they're about to take would cause them to act against those instructions prior to doing so. Now, they're not aware that these are given instructions by their, quote, master. They're just aware that it's kind of like whatever it was that was kind of like instructed last kind of rings in their mind. They're just aware of that. However, the DC of any skill attempt to force the wearer to abandon, misinterpret, or consciously fail the instructions is rolled at disadvantage. And bluff checks to trick the wearer or intimidate the wearer through interrogations also done by disadvantage. So they have a hard time of turning on you or misinterpreting or misunderstanding or going against whatever instructions were given. Lastly, any will saves or wisdom saves, I should say, against abilities, spells, or anything like that would cause them to turn against you, say through suggestion, dominate person, whatever it might be, they have advantage on those saves because they're minions to the master. Because, you forged the master and minion iron band set for them to wear. So the good news is, whatever instructions you give, they keenly are aware of them and know whether or not they're going to actively work against them. It's hard to trick them into misinterpreting them, and they have advantage on saves against turning against you. So that's all good stuff, right?
Yeah, but how do we know which one's the master?
Oh, we do. Remember how we described it as the 3 were forged together and one was broken off of the left and one was broken off of the right, and then there was one sitting in the middle?
I don't remember that, but I assume that's what you said.
Yeah, it is.
I just put minion band in my equipment.
But that's
Rena,
actually
you have to put that on your sheet because I'm not gonna put it on my sheet.
that's actually a good thing. It's a good thing. It means Rena can't be easily turned against by her.
I mean, mind altering effects we're resistant to, so that's actually good. Yondis. Like stuff that,
Yep.
It's not like it was made in hellfire.
I knew it would have some effect. That's why I did the magic inspect thing.
Fucking hate it here, dude.
Yeah, cursed items don't immediately ring with magic.
Yeah, I kind of.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, that was a huge boon. That was such a good thing. Your friends remember your words because when you speak, it's something they should listen to, right? And they don't misinterpret your words. If only we were so lucky that cryptic worked that way, right? Just saying.
I wouldn't want
His
it if they
minion
don't
band needs
really
an
want to
upgrade.
listen to me. You know what I'm saying? That's not worth it, dude.
Oh
my god.
Yeah, that is true, Belita. You can craft other ones to match the set.
There's no way that I would fucking know that that's what.
We can just take it off, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
Reno
Well,
wouldn't
one-
even know what
One,
it is.
the minion ones are cursed, so
Oh, great.
Cool.
you don't really
Fucking
want to take them
cool.
off. So the only reason why
Fucking cool.
the only reason why you would take them off is if Rena wanted to remove them from you.
Oh no.
She could break the curse just by removing it from you physically, right? Otherwise it's cursed. You don't want to take it off. It's
Important question.
it's
Just add
listen,
that to
it
the
was
list of
given to you
fuck-ups,
by your
bro.
friend. It is precious.
Important question. What happens when I go to snake form?
I imagine that it would. I mean, again, snake form. I imagine it would stick with you. It's a cursed item. Cursed items stick with you. So you wear it as almost like a snake tail piece of jewelry because you like it. You like the way it looks. It makes sense. Like it actually looks really cool.
So I have a piece of metal on my tail now when I turn into snake form.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Okay.
And Rena appreciates the fact that it means that much to you.
You're welcome, Rena. Wow. This is awesome.
Wow, this is great. Whoa.
A
Like,
cursed
wow.
item. Dang.
What's the name of it, Scott? So I could save this in my stupid notes.
Iron bound. What did I call it? Bangle. Iron bound bangle. Iron bound is one word. Technically, it's called iron bound ring, but we're doing bangles instead.
It's like Castlevania.
Okay.
You should watch that show on Netflix. Yeah.
Well, I know Ophio said he put his on. I don't know if Yadis did or not.
Of course he
You
did.
can go ahead and back out.
Of course I did.
Of course he did.
The man. Of course I
Cool.
did.
Cool.
Listen, when you give him
Hey,
instructions,
of course.
like go ahead without me. I'll meet up with you. They know keenly and can fully recall that you said to go ahead without them. They'll recall that all points in time.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't misinterpret your meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, split the party.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave. We go.
Rena, are
I
you
took-
missing the perk in this? Let's say
I
the
get
party.
that they can't
Hold on,
like.
hold on. Let's say the party's split, and you like hold onto your band, and you're like, return to me. They're
What are
keenly
they- is it
aware of the.
magic or what?
Yes.
They're just gonna show up in front of me.
No, they have the instruction in their minds. Like, I think I should return to Rena.
I guess.
They don't
I don't
have
know.
to. They
It's
don't have to return to you. It's not like it's a will save a compulsion, but they like have this feeling. I should return to Rena, and they know that that's what you mean by it.
Which is very helpful if you're in trouble or something else, you know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Does it give us like the actual like direction of where she is too?
No.
Does it have to be spoken or thought?
I imagine spoken.
Okay.
Maybe if you gain
Oh,
mastery
you-
over it later on, you can do thought. But right now, you're not even aware of that. This is what it does.
Right.
I
I
feel
won't
like-
know until I ask them to do something.
Yours
It's-
is not cursed. You can remove
says-
yours and you can remove theirs. What's up, Messy?
If it explicitly says that it's her intention is understood, then I assume it doesn't matter what she says. It's whatever she means by what she says.
So,
Yeah.
well, it's what she says, but also, yeah, it's hard to misinterpret what it is that she's saying. Correct. So
Like, what if she says something, but her intention is to do something else? Like if she's
it's specifically if she imparts instructions. You know what I mean? So if she imparted instructions to you where she said something, but you guys understood her code, then you would understand her meaning. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But she also has to be kind of be intentionally channeling it through if you guys aren't immediately in front of her, because you have to be aware of it. So, yeah. Anyways, you guys are ironbound now. It's actually you are Valen
Man.
steel bound now.
We're
Like,
steel bound.
You're hellfire
Yeah,
bound
like-
now.
We're in hell now.
I've been there.
Speaking of things that Rayron did you guys get the reference to the stuff that's inside the big like the big giant glass jar? Do you guys get the reference to the thing inside the big giant glass jar?
Oh
the sake of the reactions. How I said that they broken down as like base components and like. What are you talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, let's keep going.
I'm very confused.
Wasn't for you. Let's keep going. So, Rena, where do you go? Where are you heading to? Were you saying you want to go see what destruction you did? Is that what are you referring
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, like, probably meet up with Elliot and Kithel and them and see.
Hey guys,
got
is the
any
world on
updates?
fire? How about you?
How's it looking? Or unless you guys, I don't know if you guys were planning on going somewhere last time you talked to Elliot.
I was taking care of Payne, Hansa.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
then,
you take care of that because the plan is to go to hopefully Drazstone, maybe Sun's Rest, but you can't use the teleporter to get to Sun's Rest because the teleporter is broken now. So the idea is maybe try to go to Hod Gwen and then use the what's it called through Hod Gwen, but then you're traveling almost the same distance. It's a little bit less, a little bit quicker to then use the teleporter that you were told might not function now.
Okay.
Yep. That's the plan.
Yeah.
I probably would have filled you in that we came up with that in the library. And just been like, the teleport doesn't work, so we have to travel to Hog Gwen. We're gonna try to use the moat, and if that doesn't work, then things are gonna get a little. We're gonna need some horses and do it the old-fashioned way.
So should we meet there or after or what?
No, we'll all leave from here, and yeah, we'll just all leave together from here.
Okay.
Okay. So where are you guys heading to?
See if
Sun's Rest would be where Ophios wants to go because
To speak of Aslan?
Speak to Aslan and see if he can get that liquid.
Get that juicy stuff?
Or no, we need to before he goes there, he wants to get the other stuff first. All of the ingredients needed for this transfer.
You could absolutely do that. And honestly, it's not very hard for you to do. You are gonna have to pay for it out of your own pocket. It's not like Valorant is bankrolling you guys a little adventure there. So you're lucky enough that you were able to have FaceTime with most of the leaders, as well as Elliot actually assisting you with research with the burnt books and whatnot. They're not going to be able to bankroll your adventure. They if Green found out that even one BP was spent on this party, he would be very upset. So we're not going to make that happen.
Can we steal that from Green real quick? I want to make sure that is that not possible?
Why are you winking and nudging off camera?
So what do you want to steal from Green?
I don't know. Everything.
His dignity.
So yeah, you want to keep going. So
I was just joking.
Yeah. You guys are going to head west then, heading back to Sun's Rest. But this time, you're going to be hitting the road on foot. You don't have any horses or anything like that to guide you. So you're going to be collecting your ingredients from here, spending the total for all the ingredients and whatnot that you need as you've been able to ascertain what they are, blah, 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 blah. Mind you, you can't get everything because there's not an alchemist inside Valoran. There is one in Drazstone, luckily, but there's not one inside Valoran. That being said, there is an herbalist here, though, I'm almost positive. So that being said, you guys will be able to grab a lot of the details. It's going to cost you 100 gold right now to gather the items that you can here. I imagine the party has 100 gold amongst them.
Rena probably has that alone. I personally...
I've got 89. We'll see what's in the haversack.
The big hole has... Oh.
Do you bury the baby?
833. No, I have 833 gold.
That doesn't seem...
I'll take it out of mine. It's fine.
You want to bury it in Sun's Rest?
No, we should bury it here, honestly. We don't want to carry a fucking corpse with us.
We're gonna burn it.
That's what I was gonna say.
Wow.
If it burns.
It's cold. Well, I guess it's hot.
It was a monster.
Yeah, we're gonna burn it.
Not by choice.
I mean, we're gonna burn it, but the whole point of this was if there was any information to be gathered of it for Elliot, and Elliot looked at it already, kinda. So.
Yeah, with disgust.
Yeah. So.
Like what?
Hey, Rena, maybe you could have put some tissue of this creature into these bands and made them magical.
What the fuck?
What?
No.
We made stuff out of Loper stuff before you didn't carry on this.
This is a baby that's been dead
I
for a
want
long
nothing to
time.
do with that creature.
Thank
Anyway,
you.
let's burn it.
We
Perhaps
here
once
at
we get outside of
twitch.tv/Daelric do not condone what Tyler likes to do with the corpses of his foes.
Well, maybe they
Yeah,
should have been
magical properties,
taking the wrong
Scott.
side.
The reason why the world's on fire? I think we know why. Imagine it this way. This is a barn. That's what Tyler does to it.
Scott, I took the 100 gold pieces out, so we have all that stuff. I'm just gonna put ingredients on my list. Most ingredients.
Okay. Yes, Steve. They were explicitly told to go see the Kroll. By the way, back to you.
Yeah, is that here or where is that?
No,
Kroll?
Sunrest.
Oh yeah, we need to
Kroll's
go to
past
that
Sun's Rest at Dressstone. So you guys are gonna start traveling along the road to Leshev. You
Which
guys
is-
go ahead. And,
Yeah.
you guys go ahead
Isn't
and
that
through.
known territory for me?
Yeah, this whole area is known pretty well. Why?
Can we
Just wondering how
take our
fast we get
time to
there.
explore it on the map and make them green hexes, Scott? Because we haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, it's because the campaign changed again. Whoa, Nero. Whoa. Moving on. So you make your way over to actually downtown to Leshev. You head over to Leshev, where Leshev is an interesting place that we discussed beforehand. It is the height of crime and villainy. Lots of scum here, especially the leadership. Don't you know they're all just a bunch of money-grubbing, elitist pricks that just want to keep the little man down with their taxes and their decadent ways. You're not sure where the line of Paradel ends and the line of Leshev begins. It's said that they like to suckle off the teat of Paradel with all the mouths of their leadership, everyone inside their council of 50-some-odd senators and congressmen and council leaders alike. Yeah, they love to thrive off of their trade route, a river that goes straight up into Lvov, which also comes around to Zatishk. So it is a quick way to get to Barnes if you need to, but let's avoid going there. Anyways, so you guys travel through Leshev. You guys go traveling through Leshev and heading west from there. Want to do me a favor, Rena? Want to do me a little favor and go ahead and roll me a survival check while you're out here. No advantage, just a regular survival check. One of the things that you notice the entire time that you're out here is that while you're on guard, you don't come across even the slightest, not even one plains cat. The entire time you're traveling west of Leshev, heading over towards the hills and inevitably into the mountains, you don't come across even a single plains cat. Not even one.
Weird.
Like no other animals or anything?
Oh, other animals,
or-
sure. But not a single plains cat.
Cool.
You make your way up into the hills after some time. You've traveled through these hills many times beforehand. And eventually, yeah, twice. You travel these hills like you did beforehand and start going through the route that you know is good as possible. Bringing you around to the area that's going to lead to the dome. It drops down into Sun's Rest. Once again, roll me a survival check. You also aren't able to find any tracks of gnolls in the area of Sun's Rest,
Okay.
which you know is a concern out in that way. You make your way down into the dome, not to the dome, into the bowl of Sun's Rest, and are finally into the area where the foundry is, with its aqueducts feeding its water to keep the thing churning. You're over by where the smithy and whatnot has recently been built. You can see the beautiful facade along the castle as it stood. Though, as we all know, with the Mouthers and whatnot attacking it, they've kind of softened and destroyed the facade of the three different chosen that are up there. It's been somewhat destroyed, so you can no longer see easily where they are. It's kind of sad looking at it, being like, oh, it was at one point in time a beautiful structure, almost like Mount Everest, but of the 3 chosen, and it's been destroyed by the battles against the Malders that are here. But either way, and eventually able to make your way down to the Rena, your favorite door. I assume you allow one of them to open it.
Yeah.
That door.
I
We should have made
think,
yourself
Rena, you
out.
should open this door.
I think you should definitely open this door.
I think this door says Rena all over it.
It actually doesn't have any writing of any kind on it, so it's kind of strange. You would say that.
Are the guards not here?
Oh, there's a guard down there.
Oh. I guess we'll go talk to the guard then.
Gives you a nod. He's standing right there as you turn your attention towards him.
Prepare to open the door.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I was
Did you-
asking if you would open the door for us, kindly, sir.
Sure. He goes over there and turns the thing and opens it and swings it open. I did mean Rushmore, not Everest. I'm tired. You go to sleep, Steve.
Wait, are we go? Is this at Sun's Rest?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is the
Oh.
university.
We're going into it, yeah.
I thought
thank
we
you.
still needed to go to Kroll.
That's beyond this. Like more
Oh,
west.
so we're stopping here first. Yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah.
say- I mean, this is on the way.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you could possibly do here, but
We'll
I don't
walk
know.
through.
The other thing I was looking for was another facility other than this one, but I imagine this is the only facility to do the transformation with the liquid that's there, so it makes sense.
probably.
Cool.
You go upstairs, you could easily meet with Aslan and whatnot. Obviously, they're fucking busy. You see that the only leaders here that are worth noting are Aslan, Leon, and Ezek.
So no leaders worth noting. That's a joke. That's just for chat.
That was for chat? You sure?
For chat. It upset Scott too, but that's fine.
You feel big now?
I feel very big. I feel large and in charge.
You like a big man?
I'm a big man, okay?
So you can meet with them. Aslan will gladly meet with you.
Hello.
Aslan.
Well, things certainly went sideways.
Yes.
You disappeared for a considerable amount of time. It wasn't just but a few days ago that I received notice that you were even still alive.
You think I'd die that easily?
Honestly.
You
Wow.
think Rena'd die that easily?
He doesn't answer.
Anyway, I
No
have
faith.
news,
Huh.
and I'm going to need your assistance.
Assistance how?
I've uncovered the recipe in order to make the creature that the Lopers had created of us, to aid them in...
We still don't know if they actually created them. We just know that they were attempting.
Well, I have the ingredients, at least most of them. But I need to go and speak to Kroll still to acquire some more and perhaps some information here.
Oh, I heard of this Kroll. He's recently joined the leadership in Dresstone. Happened shortly after everything that transpired. I don't know how trustworthy he is.
I'll be right
Regardless,
back. I can listen.
Yep. Regardless, Rena had informed me, as did Elijah, that when I was being brought back from the egg, you said there was a way to make me better.
In theory.
Well, in theory, it's possible to do that now.
You said you need the rest of the ingredients. Where are you going to get them? And why do you need to speak to Kroll?
For one, he would have the ingredients, and for two, he may know of more information that would be helpful in this transformation.
Kroll would? Why would he?
He is linked to what is supposedly the Mole Emperor.
You know nothing of this. The mole died 700 years ago.
Yes, but apparently Kroll can speak with him. Elliot informed me of this.
Must be true then. All right. So if you're going to speak with Kroll, he's going to be in Drazstone. Understand, the reason why the Mouthers attacked us is because it was Drazstone that led them here. It was only by the graces of some of the council members that the army wasn't then marched to Drazstone to punish them for their actions against us. Leon is perhaps a little too forgiving.
Well, perhaps that grants me a bargaining chip. Or at least the illusion of one.
I certainly wouldn't suggest going there as though you're representing Valoran.
I would not.
Good, because you don't really have a reputation of making things work so well diplomatically.
Simply saying and stating that perhaps we were the reason that didn't occur. That they weren't marched on.
Oh, that you tried to bend the ear?
Correct. Don't know if that would gain us favor, but perhaps it would.
Mind you, weren't you the one that led the Mouthers to them in the first place? To Drazstone in the first place?
Unintentionally.
Yeah. It's funny.
Unintentionally, Scott. Unintentionally.
Saying that was your fault, that whole battle.
Nah.
Aslan wasn't a part of the voting council, so Aslan is interpreting what he interprets. It's not like Leon walks out with a sticker that says, I voted Democrat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Regardless,
They have a two-party system? That's flawed.
he would
It was
be
a
the
three-party
only one-
system.
Kroll would be the only one that has the final ingredients. I can trust him on the ingredients because I have enough information that I would know what they are. But the information could also be useful.
Well, if you're going to head to Drazstone, I can send a guide with you to help you find your way there. I assume you've never been before?
Correct. The other thing that I would ask, do you have any more information on Drazstone and Kroll, and if Paradel is a threat to them? Because that may lend us aid.
I've had to come to learn more about them as of late. I can tell you that they're a predominantly hobgoblin town. I shouldn't say predominantly, but I would say more hobgoblin town than any other towns in the area. I would also say that the leaders there take a lot of pride in their stock, in their family lineage. So perhaps hobgoblins that can draw their lines straight back to the Mole Empire from before. Beyond that, I don't know much. They mine ore. They recently tried to screw over Valoran.
Is that... Did we stop over there? Is that where we ran into... Yeah, okay. We have been there before.
Oh, then I won't need to send you a guide. That's good.
Yes, we stopped there before we had gone to Elijah's home country.
Nice. Then we should definitely head out that way. You should definitely head over there. Speak with Kroll. See what you can discern.
My question is has the basement been stabilized?
I'm not going down there. I don't have the means to get down and back up.
But you know who does.
Jesslyn did. But she's not here.
Did she at least leave our stuff?
She didn't know that the portal would stop working when she left us. She left us by foot. She's on her way back to Kurzfall.
Isn't that where we just came from? Wouldn't we have crossed paths with her?
Wide open plains,
Yes.
hills, mountains.
God damn it, Scott.
I didn't break it.
So you're seeing we literally walked past each other. And she took all of my stuff with her.
Like I said, it wasn't until a few days ago that I discovered that you even were alive and that you were in Cursefall.
Was she
She-
intending to bring us our stuff there? Is that why she was walking to Cursefall?
That was one of the reasons. She also needs to get back there because she has responsibilities. Apparently, she's helping a mushroom build a farm. Some things about this world confuse me.
A mushroom?
Yeah.
It didn't steal an egg, did it?
I certainly do not believe it was that mushroom.
Good.
Supposedly, that one was taken care of.
Was the egg ever recovered?
As of yet, no.
Do you know of a man, a bard?
I used to own those plates.
Do you know of a bard named Celsileer?
Named what?
Is it Celsileer's character? What was Celsileer's character? I can't remember it.
Salon.
Salant.
That's it. I knew it started with this.
Cilantro.
Wow, Rena. Wow.
This is why I don't take notes for Regicide. It all just lives in my head because I'm fucking traumatized.
Ah. Oh, is that a tactic I use to work with my PCs? Traumatize them? All right. Cool. Hopefully we don't do that in Star Wars, Rena. Hopefully Star Wars is more fun for you.
It is so far.
Wow. That's cold.
We'll see. We'll give it time.
Nessie is a part of that campaign after a while. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Is that thing I
Listen,
have?
Rena.
Oh, yeah.
Rena, it's his way of paying you back for all the times you wipe in Pokemon.
We all know Messi is the weaker one when it comes to Pokemon. Also,
no.
Rena, that game you might be hearing a lot of this.
That's so loud. Scott.
Pretty cool though.
I'm not sure what it sounds like. I couldn't hear myself.
It's quite loud.
It sounds okay at least.
It sounded
Yeah, it sounds
like,
super cool, dude.
All right,
sounded
whatever.
great. Sound like great laser blasters.
All right. Either way, so
Clearly.
continuing what you were saying with Salant.
Have you heard of a bard named Salant?
Salant. No,
I believe had a song about Rena.
Toss a coin to you. No,
No, that's a different universe. No, that can't be it.
perhaps a different bard. Salant. I don't know this name.
Either way, if you ever come across one or hear wind of him, let me know. He perhaps may be aiding us in finding the egg.
I certainly will try to. Salant. I don't know this name.
Oh, I don't know that. Never mind.
I imagine they're not one of our kind.
Correct. They don't know of what egg it is.
And I will keep an ear open for that name. But for now,
It's
I
a
Oh
don't
wait,
know.
never mind. They are aware of our kind. He's the Hafue. He is aware because he saw Ophios in the temple.
Okay. He says, then it seems as though there's nothing more I can do for you here and now. Seems as though this is a rest stop. Welcome to spend the night. And into Drazstone you go.
It is unfortunate we don't have the cape. If there is a means for that to be sent back, or for you to message Jocelyn, that would be greatly appreciated. Jessalyn.
I know that there are many reports going back and forth between Leon and Ezek, as well as Kurzfall, as we're trying to get information back and forth from one another and supplies back and forth from one another, but now having to travel great distances from one another, which is very unfortunate. That being said, I will see if it can be thrown into one of the messages they send back there. I do not exactly have that kind of authority, but he leans in. Ophios, I have this funny rumbling that they're going to ask me to have more responsibilities here in Sun's Rest, more than just compiling information and the reason why our people would have sent me, my clutch would have sent me. Is this something that you think would be opportunistic for us? Leaning into it, accepting the responsibilities and the privileges that come along with it. Do you think it's something that we'd be able to benefit from? Furthering our union with Valoran or whatever state it might happen to be in.
Considering the state in which we are in, I don't see it harming, I only see it helping. As long as you are still able to take the time to aid me on this particular instance, then we would be fine.
I'm going to lay that.
Also, if it's what you want.
I'm going to make a nest here. Lay a clutch. Do you think I should call for others? Do you think I should have a faction in the hills? There are many caves out there, he says, like looking out beyond the balcony where you guys are to the mountainous region around. There are many caves out there. It'd be easy for us to have a spot. We could even keep one in view. He gestures to the ground down below. There are many locations where some such building could be constructed.
They would be, it would be helpful in perhaps the tasks at hand, so I don't see a problem with it as long as you're not asking me to mate with you.
Stands up straight and looks at you and says, I do not know if you were instructed as to how mating works, but you and I would not be considered compatible, Ovios. Oh. Neither of us can lay eggs, Ovios.
And what are the gibbering mouthers?
You guys wouldn't necessarily hear this part. He said he leaned in on this part, other than this last segment where he's like.
You guys are whispering about fucking. I'm gonna be listening.
So well, I imagine that most recent part he would actually have said in Sloko, and you don't speak Sloko.
All right.
So anyways, he would, continuing in Sloko before we button off and go back to Perrin like we were before, he would say, what kind of structure do you think they would find distracting enough that they wouldn't look deeper inside to realize what's going on? How do they phrase it amongst their lands? A front organization.
Are you talking about what the cave would look like?
No. The cave we would have arranged as needed so we could hatch a clutch and whatnot there. I mean, something to keep in town. A place where...
I imagine, based on my experience, the front that another one of our kind has used is shipping and handling. Freight.
Freighting.
It's glanced over. It's just a means to an end.
It's like a warehouse.
Yeah.
He stares up at the clouds and says, Celsior, is there a warehouse option amongst the buildings in Kingdom Building? I wonder. He looks back down at you and says, sorry. I sometimes speak to my... Never mind.
Either way. If that's what you choose to do, that is the thing.
No, specifically warehouse. Stockyard is different. Stockyard pertains to farming. So he thinks and says, a warehouse could be done. Very well. I'll have a warehouse built here. That could be the front of our organization.
Yes, I imagine they would be of your kind then.
Switching back to Perrin, He says, anything else that might be of assistance for you before you head to the west?
Yes, a means of checking to see if the place is still intact would be opportune, but I assume we can do that once I return. But
Yes,
if we can find out beforehand, it would be great.
Unfortunately, with you losing the cloak, I don't think you'll have a means of getting down there.
I didn't lose the cloak. Your Jesselyn should have it.
Believe you me when I say she is not my Jesselyn.
Yeah, that was the most important part of that conversation.
$8 BP for 2 months. Jesus. Warehouses are expensive. What do they offer? Warehouses offer +1 economy, +1 productivity. That's it. Has to be next to a guild hall or a market, adjacent to a water border, or a guild hall or a market or a pier or a trade shop or a waterfront. There's a waterfront, but I don't know if there's enough space to build next to it. I'll have to check that. Jesus. It costs... Oh, it's supposed to be 8 BP. But instead of being 8 BP, down here, over here, it's typoed for 16 BP. It says 8 BP divided by 2 months. For warehouse up here is what it says. But if you scroll down here, it just says 8 BP, which makes a lot more sense because 16 BP for that is
Absurd.
intense. Special. A guild hall or waterfront provides a discount on constructing a warehouse. Actually, I think I have a waterfront. Cool. I think that works. But more about that some other time. Just build an alchemist shop? Slug, are you even a part of this conversation?
I mean, that's not... I don't think snakes are good at alchemy. I mean, I guess they could be because stuff, but...
Make a hunting lodge, forehead.
That wouldn't be bad. A hunting lodge wouldn't be bad. They would be quite good hunters.
Yeah, it's clearly, it's 4 BP a month for 2 months. It's clearly a typo there, to be clear. And waterfront? Oh, hold on. It has to be built next to a waterfront? Jesus. No, adjacent to a water border. Okay, a water border or a guild hall, market, pier, or trade shop. That's right. Okay, cool. So, and I'm just looking at Sun's Rest, and there actually is a water border where it could be done. That actually is totally possible.
You waterboard people there, huh?
Yeah, of course. All right. That actually can be done. We're good. We're good. We're good. We can make this work. We're good. We're good. We're good. Now I'm curious about a guild hall, and then we're going to get back to the game. Guild hall is, holy shit, 34 BP total. Oh boy, 2 economy, 2 loyalty.
You want to take a break? Because I got to take my meds, and you can look at all this stuff, and I have to pee.
Yeah, we can.
A lot of things.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes.
As my nose is
Yeah.
running, I have to pee and there's someone at the door.
I'm also hungry. So
My-
I'm gonna eat. I'm
My
gonna eat while I
anus is
pee.
bleeding. My
That's urine.
anus is bleeding.
It's pronounced Uranus.
My anus is bleeding.
Okay, bye.
My spoon is too big.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.